Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here. I'll start my digital artworks tour in a moment, but first of all, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this stream. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of inspiring classes in the creative fields, including illustration, design, and much more. It even has classes on useful life and work skills, like freelancing, productivity, and lifestyle. In a nutshell, Skillshare offers so much of what you'd seek to feed your curious mind, and the interesting thing about it, you can get access to all those classes at once when you join. If you're looking to improve your understanding of figure drawing, then you might enjoy this class by Robert Marzullo on learning the basics for improving your figure drawing, which includes coverage of understanding the line of action as well as foreshortening techniques. And I mentioned this before, but in case you don't know, my anime drawing for beginners class is now available as well on Skillshare. In this class I show you how to draw characters, both males and females, how to draw hands and feet, as well as how to draw clothes, shoes, hairstyles, and facial expressions. The great news is that you can try my class and all the others for free now, because the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And if you want to continue afterwards, it's only $10 per month for a yearly subscription. Head to the link in the description box to join the community, explore, and enjoy learning. Hello guys, I'm live for real now. So I'm a little bit nervous because this is my first time doing this kind of stream overlay and all those arrangements, and I've been spending the last 1.5 hours preparing. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Let's hope this stream goes as planned, and yeah, it feels like a video premiere. I asked you guys about doing this kind of stream like a month ago or more than that, and most of you guys during the stream you wanted that, and in my poll a few days ago you also wanted that. So I'm gonna show you my digital artworks from my very beginning days. Of course I didn't draw digitally from the start. But I transitioned to that in the year 2008 when I was 15 years old. So that's where we're gonna start. Can you hear me guys well before that? I just want to make sure that I'm not muted. Yes, yeah, your super chat donation is still there. Thank you so much. So if everything is good, I'll go ahead. Just waiting for your confirmations. I can't edit the stream latency anyway. There is a delay between my voice and your comments. Hello Various, thank you so much, and it's fine. Good luck on your class and have a good night. Okay, okay then. Let's start. So tada! Starting with this. This was in the year 2008. I was 15. I really wanted to get into digital art so bad, but I didn't know how to back then. So I just opened Microsoft Paint, and using my mouse, I doodled this kind of thing. I don't know, I was dramatic since that age, as you can see. I'll be waiting. I used to draw my artworks and then write a text because it's like a sort of a design, and oh, happy early birthday, Rented Cookie. So yeah, I used to draw and write text and then sign my artwork. Yep, cringe much. Anyway, this is the next one. This was also on Paint. I used to experiment with Paint. This is a little bit better. I guess you recognize this. It's Serena, but the very early version of Serena. She was a melodramatic character. Let me just make sure of something. Okay. Next. So this is when I started doing coloring in Photoshop. I was very proud of this a feathery highlight on the hair. So what I did here was drawing the artwork on paper with pencil and then scanning it and making it transparent so that I use the pencil lines as my line art. And you don't know how happy I was with this one. Oh my god, I made an actual digital artwork. So yeah, I don't know why I wrote how boring. Please don't ask me. I'm just cringing at that. So yeah, and again, signing my artworks. So basically, I changed my nickname a lot, my artist name. I didn't even have an artist name before, but I used to call myself Yume online. And then, yeah, so you'll see those cringy old names. This was before Pluvius' name was born. So, yeah. Moving on, this was... this looks like it was drawn in Photoshop. Yes, I even forgot about that. So I drew this in Photoshop, like with the brush, and you can see the amount of shakiness in the lines. Like this was drawn with the mouse, and yeah, everything was with the mouse. And again, leave me alone. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And this one again was drawn with pencil on paper, scanned, and even like I even kept the text. I wrote it with my hands in pencil. Kono omoi wo yamete dekinai. Basically, says that I can't stop those feelings. I was a teenager back then, so yeah. And again, signed. I colored this in Photoshop as well. And this one was also done in pencil on paper. I tried to make it clean this time, so the lines are not that bad, but again they're shaky and yeah, not the best quality. And also colored in Photoshop. Milk Tea Miku is saying we all had that one drawing error where we would shade hair with one single airbrush for the highlights. Yes, this was totally my part of that phase. Moving on, I was a big fan of Sugar Cara. Like it was the highlight of my teenage days. I was like obsessed with it. So of course, like I really wanted to draw Amu, mainly Amu. And I tried drawing some of the other characters, like my favorites, but Amu was my top favorite. Pink hair, cool style. I even tried to imitate her, like clothing styles. Like I really bought a lot of red and black and checkered items back then. So yeah, this was also drawn with pencil and colored in Photoshop. I think like back in those days I wasn't even on DeviantArt. I used to post these on a forum, like it was in Arabic, and I used to post it there. There was a section for artworks, and yeah, that's where I used to get the feedback in those early days. And this was the highlight of my like going full digital, or not really full digital. I sketched this on paper, but then in Photoshop I learned how to use the pen tool. So what I did was I scanned the pencil sketch, and then in Photoshop I did the line art using the pen tool. So basically it's like a vector or curve kind of tool. So I did this line art with the mouse, and I was very happy with the result. Like I could finally create good line art back then, in my opinion. And as you can see, like the coloring was very basic, but I was very proud of how I did the highlights. So as you can see, the boy's hair highlight is like pinched in the middle, and I think I did this using the pressure option with the pen tool, like using a brush with pressure. And then the girl's hair, oh my god, like I was super proud of it. Like I used the smudge tool and created this kind of effect. And yeah, you can see how amazing the background is. Moving on, this was also drawn on paper, and I scanned it and lined it in Photoshop using the pen tool. And there I added a little bit more details here, but still, like in terms of level, there is not much improvement except the cringy background. And yeah, this kind of skirt, like the floral white and red, was trendy back then, so I wanted to draw it. Man, this is how many years ago? This is like 13 years ago. Yep. Oh my goodness. So this was like my version of my version of drawing a cool guy. Man, oh my god, look at his ripped pants. So this was also sketched on paper and lined in Photoshop pen tool. And I mean, what's with that background? Why feathers and black and brown? And then it's such an eyesore, man. I don't even remember why I did this. Moving on, this was one of my favorite artworks back then. Like, I really put some effort, as you can see. So as you might already know, I really love Alice in Wonderland, and I sketched this also on paper. I sketched Alice the rabbit, the hatter, and those two cards, and the cat face also. And the rest was done like in Photoshop. Again, I relined this in Photoshop and using the pen tool and colored. But I mean, like, look at the dress, it's half shade. Like, I didn't shade it. I didn't even shade the blue part. Man, like, I used to pick up darker colors than the base color, and look how boring the colors look. To be honest, as for this drawing, I'm highly thinking of redrawing it, because I can imagine it being drawn in a proper way, and I think like it can look very interesting. So if you'd like me to redraw this, leave me your comments in the chat, and I'll try to do it in the coming while. So yeah, this was done for someone on the forums back then, I guess. This was totally effortless. I drew it on paper with pencil and just scanned it and added like colors like I used to do at first. Not much effort put into that. Moving on, still pre-tablet phase. So sketched on paper, lined on Photoshop, colored on Photoshop, and again, I'm very proud of the smudge on the hair. Okay, remake it drawing. Okay, I'll keep it in mind and put it on my like soon to do task list. So yeah, these are my characters, Hideki and Sakura. I'm redrawing them like these days. Yes, they are. Maichiko, you guessed them right. So yes, like the story of those characters, like I started working on it, or like at least picturing it in my head since those days, since 2008. I had, or even before that, I had those characters, but I never made anything proper for them. So I think I was pretty inspired by magical girls and, you know, transformation and, you know, fairies and, you know, things like that. So yeah, I was very proud of this one back then, because like I made some image in my mind come to reality. And yeah, moving on. During 2008, I don't know if you guys know about this game, but I used to play Trickster Online. It was an online, like an MMO game, and I loved that game. I love it to this day, to be honest. But just a moment. So my Chico, oh no, Rahma says we want more information about your OCs. Yes, I will. You will see more of them in the coming days. So yeah, Trickster Online was my game of the day. Like, I played it for almost 5 years. I was a big fan, and I leveled up to over 130 levels or something, but then they closed the US server, and it's a Korean game, so I lost my account. But anyway, regardless of that, so I did this artwork because there was an art contest, and I was so sure like I would be winning with this cringy artwork, but of course I didn't win anything. And yeah, these were like 4 of my main like my favorite characters. By the way, guys, if you want to try Trickster Online, there is a private server right now and you can still play it. I would really love to go back to playing that game. I love it so much. My Chico is saying, is Hideki x Sakura or Sakura x Haru? Low-key shipping Sakura and Haru. You will see more of them in my artworks now. So yeah, I won't spoil anything. You'll get to know more about their personalities, I guess. Moving on. This was a creative sort of line art. I also sketched this on paper, but as you can see, I'm not sure I can't zoom in much. But anyway, I did the line art using the pen tool, but I drew it as a shape, so you can see like I tried to vary the thickness of the lines. And like, oh my god, this took so much time, because like I would draw a line and then draw another curve, and like to make it like varying, and Yeah, whatever. But anyway, I was very proud of this one. It looks very vectory because I like did it all with pen tool, and you know I added those highlights, and I was very proud of this part. Anand Grab was saying, don't know if this game is still alive in 13 years. It is still alive, but like a private server, so it's an unofficial server. Shukran, Lena. Wait, Pluvius, how did you get the pictures if your drive files got deleted? Thankfully, like this was one of my most important folders, so I had backed it up on cloud, so I'm very thankful. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to see the stream. Yeah, so thankfully I have those files. Moving on. This is my OC, Lena. Sketched on paper, also drawn on mouse and Photoshop. Pen tool. So this was her old design, but I redesigned her later, and I drew her earlier, like a year ago. If you've seen that video, the Mistress of Roses one, you will see more of her in the coming works. So yeah, she was a punk kind of, gothic punk kind of girl, but I changed her to gothic Lolita design later. So yeah, and look at that background, like, oh my god, the effects and all. Moving on, this was also sketched on paper and done in the same method. This was my OC, Ami, and she's still there, but she's not, like, I don't know why I drew her like that. I was like, yeah, I like to draw all sorts of feelings and situations, and yeah. And over here it's written like Sumetai, like it's cold. Yeah. Moving on. This was my shoujo phase my shoujo inspired phase. And Ami, yes, the strawberry lover. This was I think for this artwork I was starting to get inspired by Shugo Kara style. It really influenced my style, and I really loved the way they draw the eyes, and I tried to implement it in my artworks for a few ones. So yeah, this was also done on paper and then colored on Photoshop with mouse, and I was very proud of how this one looked. Moving on, over here also sketched on paper and colored with mouse, but here I wanted to try a manga kind of style, so I downloaded textures or patterns that look like manga screen tones, and these two actually had a story. I drew a short manga about them, like I wanted to draw a manga about them, but I only drew 5 pages and totally left them afterwards, so you're not gonna see more of them, I guess. But I can show you my failed attempts at manga, like in another stream maybe. So yeah, I didn't know what to call it, but basically they were like in school together and they hate each other and they keep fighting. Such a creative storyline, I know. Please. Well, Yoshi Star is saying, lol, I remembered about one of my old OCs. She was named Serena. She was basically a rip-off of previous Serena, and I was 10 when I created her. Wow. That's funny. Thank you for sharing that story. Yeah, so we're back to this artwork. So to be honest, I still like it to this day. I don't cringe at it so much. And look at what I wrote over here. I'm taller than you. You are so pathetic. Yeah. I call them Kana and Kotoba. I don't know why. Yeah, okay, moving on. Okay, so starting from here, you can see my DeviantArt tag. Like my very first tag was, I used to call myself yumesweet.deviantart.com. This was right before Pluvius, so like a year before Pluvius, I was Yumesweet. Oh my god. The name itself is so cringy. Moving on, I don't know why I went back to paint. I don't know why. Like, this is a downgrade from those artworks. I don't know why I did this, but anyway, I wanted to show you because it's still like, it was still an attempt. I think I did it in, I did the lines in paint and then tried to color it in Photoshop or something, because you can see I even added a lens flare. Oh my god. Sorry about those menus showing up. I'll show you those mangas then in another stream, hopefully. Yeah. Moving on. This was a little bit more decent, also drawn with pencil. Oh, over here I was trying to understand how those artists get those kinds of pencil, sketchy kinds of line arts, but I didn't know how, so I was trying, so I did a pencil sketch and scanned it, but it still looked very textury and I didn't like it, so yeah, this was just an experimental phase. This was the last artwork of 2008. I sketched this on paper and also colored with mouse. And look at that awesome background. And yeah, I was very proud of the poses I drew. Like look at that dancing pose. Oh my god. I didn't know, like back then in the days, I didn't know that you should, as an artist, you should seek out reference photos to draw poses. Like if I knew that earlier, I'm pretty sure like I would have done much more practice than what I'm doing right now. Anyway, so if, like you guys, if you are in this stage or whichever stage, please do use photo references. They'll help you a lot in getting your poses and anatomy right. Okay, so I'm gonna change now to this is 2009. I'm just gonna change what I wrote. This is 2009 and the age. My age was 16 over here. So these are my OCs. So you might recognize some of them. This is Hideki, Sakura, this is Akane, this is Haru. Why did it go back? Sorry about that. This is Mika and this is Yuki. And oh my god, why is this happening? Okay. And on the top is Keiichi. Sorry about this. Yeah, so I used to call it Wasurenai, and that's sort of, you know, super power, modern daytime like kind of story. I still like those characters and I still like their story, and I'm gonna bring it back hopefully. Just please wait for it. I'm trying to get back into them by drawing those OCs, and yeah, just have a few things to get off the way, and then I'll go back to it hopefully. So yeah, this was sketched on paper and colored with mouse on Photoshop, and I was very proud of this. Like those characters, like as I told you, I was drawing them for years, and like I was super happy I could bring them, like to make them feel like it's a poster like of those characters. Man, I can't describe my happiness back then. So yeah, I mean, don't look at the failed background. I tried to make a posterish kind of background, but this is what I got. You'll see more of those characters now. This was my very first trial with my tablet. So I actually bought a tablet in 2008 in June, but when I connected it, the pen pressure wasn't working, and I used to think like, oh, it's like a mouse, but in a pen form, because the pen pressure wasn't working. And so I left the tablet for months and just drew with the mouse. But then here I connected the tablet again, and again I think the pen pressure didn't work, and I was struggling to understand how the tablet works. But yeah, I think I still gave up on the tablet. And yeah, I drew. This was my bird. My bird pet, my burp. His name is Tutu, and I loved drawing him so much. This was the only time I drew him in digital, though. This was done purely in Photoshop, but yeah. No pen pressure here. All I needed was a restart, guys. All I needed was a restart and pen pressure would activate, but I never did that. Moving on, back to mouse coloring. I packed the tablet and put it under my bed back then. I had to wait a few more months. These characters, like these were drawn as chibis. You'll see more of them. Like I drew them because in school I had a presentation for my English subject. So we had to choose a topic and make a presentation about it. So me and my group chose the topic of teenagers, and I was the artist on the group, so like I was like, let's create characters and have them displayed on the presentation. So I drew these two, the pink-haired girl and the brown-haired guy, So they were like the mascots of the presentation. And yeah, so this was the first artwork of them, sketched on paper, colored in Photoshop on mouse. Yes, I was still Yuma Sweet here. Yume Sweet. Over here, this was done in Paint Tool Sai. This was my first trial in Paint Tool Sai, but with a mouse. I used the curve tool, the what is it called? The vector layers or the pen layers, and I drew all of these with the mouse and colored them with the mouse. I liked Paint Tool Sai, but I was still not comfortable using it because I was on the mouse. So I think I left it and went back to Photoshop again. This was I was still Yuma Sweet. I think, yeah, this was left in the pencil form from the paper. I was still trying to figure out those line arts, and colored in Photoshop, or is it? No, this looks like it was colored in Sai. Yeah, I think I colored this in Sai. Oh my, sorry about that. Yeah, this was colored in Sai, probably Sai and Photoshop. This was my very first drawing with proper pen pressure on the tablet in Photoshop. So I realized, I understood that finally, that tablets do come with a pen pressure. I saw that while browsing tutorials online, and I saw the brush had the brushes in Photoshop in the tutorial were showing there is a pen pressure, but mine weren't. So I tried to make that, and anyway, without going into too much details, I finally figured it out, and I drew this completely over Photoshop from scratch. And this was the phase. From now on, I think it's all in tablet. I didn't go back to mouse as much as far as I remember. So this was my OC Mika, but I think no more. She's abandoned now, I guess. This was the second trial. I mean, look at those body proportions. This was in Photoshop as well. The lines were so shaky. I never felt comfortable drawing in Photoshop. But anyway, I was proud of creating this. Seeking the light while falling into the darkness. Okay, it moved on its own. This was my third trial with tablet. Was Renai. This is Haru, my OC. A little bit spoilery, I guess, but anyway. Did she have chemistry with Yuki? Maichiko is asking. Oh, yes. Oh my god, you know about them. Did you read about them or something? Wow. Moving on. This was my first trial in Paint Tool Sai. Or not. No. Oh my god, sorry about that. This was in Photoshop as well. Still trying to understand it better. Okay, so I did that with the mouse. Again, I went back to mouse. I don't know why. I think I wanted to draw something proper to feel better about myself. Man, there was no Kirito back then. This was 2009. That's not Kirito, it's freaking 2009. So yeah. These are Keiichi and Ami, my OCs. I sketched them on paper and did them with the mouse again because I wanted to do something proper. And over here is Amu again from Shugokara. I really loved her amulet angel look, so I wanted to draw her. And I think, yeah, I did this completely on Photoshop. This was, I was trying some shading methods and all, and I was very proud of this one. Maichiko says, I was scrolling through your DA for inspo for my art and found Wasurenai, and I got happy. I started reading it. Oh my god! Thank you for doing that. But yeah, I'm it's so cringy now for me. If I write it, I would rewrite the whole story and make it make it make more sense. Or I'm just saying Cluvius created Kirito. Yeah, these were all born before Kirito, and those any kinds of similarities are just by coincidence. I created them first. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so these are my characters from starting from top left, Tachibana Hideki or Hideki and Sakura and Keiichi, Haru, Mika, Yuki, Akane, and Ami. So far I've redrawn the character sheets of Hideki, Sakura, and Akane, and next should be Haru. Mika and Yuki might be made into like side characters, I guess, but anyway, no more main characters. Oh, thank you, Machiko, thank you so much. If you guys want to read the cringy story, you can find it on my DeviantArt, or you can just wait until I do something proper of them. Wasuranai. Even the name, I'm gonna change that, because literally Wasuranai means... Sorry. Literally, Wasuranai means I won't forget, and it's a Japanese phrase I picked up from a random Cardcaptor Sakura website, so I was very happy with the phrase. I didn't know what to name, so I was like, okay, Wasuranai. Yeah, okay. Moving on. Oh, this was Pandora Hearts time. Pandora Hearts age. So Pandora Hearts was airing in 2009 and I was a big fan, and I drew a lot of fan art of Pandora Hearts back then. So this one was from episode 3 when Oz was eating a cookie. Some of you who watched that will know that scene. I redrew it. I just wanted to draw Oz. But again, yeah. Bad colors and everything. This was for my DeviantArt. In DeviantArt there was something called Kiriban, so basically, but this was not a Kiriban. We had page views counter on DeviantArt, so every time we would be monitoring those views and we celebrate like reaching a milestone. So this was when I first reached my 1000 page views on DeviantArt. I was very happy. Of course, this was on my old account, Yume Sweet, which is now deactivated, but anyway, I drew this in Photoshop and it's such an eyesore, especially the colors. Yes, Pandora Hearts people are here. You're gonna see more of Pandora Hearts in a moment. Back to my OCs, I drew those people who are Eternity Team, but I'm not gonna say much about them. They're Akito, Yuichi, Lina, Yahiro, Makoto, Rika, Yume. Yume? Oh. I call this boy Yume. I might discard some of those characters, but the main ones are still here, like Yahiro and Rika and Lina. I drew them last year, so I think you recognize them in my... or you can recognize them in my videos. So yeah. Why are you guys saying F? One moment hydration break. Back. So yes. Moving on. This was Haru. I drawn in Photoshop. This was still all Photoshop age, I guess. Yeah. I didn't use Sai yet. So yeah, this is Haru. I don't know why I drew him like he had a horrible grade in his test, and I just felt like drawing that. I was very proud of this because it looked like a scene from a school classroom. Lina looks a lot like Misa from Death Note. I think I was inspired by her, or no. I think I remember when I first saw Misa from Death Note, I was like, oh my god, she looks like Lina. But the thing is, back then, why did I even create Lina? Lina is this yellow-haired girl, because I was like, there is a yellow-haired twin-tail girl in almost every anime, so I'm gonna have mine as well. So that's why I created her. Anyway, so this is Haru. Haru usually never gets angry. Nani? This has broken the fourth wall. Well, yeah, but I guess he does get angry. Ame asked if I read the Case of Vanitas. No, I haven't read it yet, but I want to read it, I guess, after I finish rereading Pandora Hearts. Yeah, so the number is censored because it's very bad. Moving on, these were Sakura and Hideki, and oh my god, I'm very ashamed, but I'm very sorry to say this, but I used a ready-made background from a visual novel or something. I'm very sorry to those who created the background, but I don't know. I can't remember where this was from. I think I wrote here like, I do not own the background, so I didn't credit it to myself. Anyway, I used to do those things back in the day. So these are Hideki and Sakura. I was very inspired by visual novel kind of artworks. Yeah, so moving on. Again, Shugokara. So basically, back then, like, I'm noticing this, I would keep only the credited version of my artworks, and like delete, like I don't have a textless version of this artwork. This is so weird. So, oh my god, rented cookie. No, we didn't. So yeah, this was Amu. I guess this was an outfit of hers that I tried. I don't think I made this up. It's been so long since I watched Shugokara. I'd love to rewatch it sometime now, these days. Moving on, Photoshop again. This was like the old version of Serena as well. Like, I loved drawing this kind of brown-haired, long-haired long-haired girl. Anyway, so yeah, I was very proud. Like, I added clouds and grass and all that, lens flare, and yeah, I was very proud of this. Moving on, again, Shugokara. This one, I sketched it on paper and I did it as a vector in Photoshop, but it's a redraw of a screenshot or a scene from Shugokara episode 1. So it's a redraw and I made a vector out of it. Oh my god, there, she doesn't have the thigh, like it's not even showing. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm almost a vector. I don't know, I almost. Maybe because I drew it. Moving on. Yume Sweet. So basically, in this time in DeviantArt, I started receiving drawing requests, like for free. And I didn't know about commissions back then, so I was like, wow, awesome, like people are actually interested in my art and I'm gonna draw for them then. So this was someone, I don't know about them now too. There you'll see a lot of artworks for people who I don't know anything about right now. So these were their OCs. And it was a drawing request. Back to Wasurenai characters. These were the remaining characters. Sorry about that. So yeah, these were the side characters. Hiro, Shiro, Sasaki, Misuzu, Nanami, Muno, whatever. So I'm gonna discard some of these. I guess I'm gonna change them a lot, but yeah, you will see some artworks of these characters as well in those years. One moment. My RIP, my voice. This was in also in 2009. I drew this in Photoshop completely, I remember, and you fell in love with Mrs. to be honest. So Yoshi Star saying, lol, it's funny how Serena's hair was originally brown and it's now a brownish pink. Yeah, it keeps getting pinkier, but I guess at this point I'm fed up with the pink and I'm gonna like revert it back to sort of brownish pink, not super pink. Yeah, so this artwork I actually redrew it later, so you're gonna see a redraw version of this. This was like a happy birthday kind of drawing to someone I knew on forums. It's a very basic drawing, drawn on Photoshop again. Maichiko. Oh yeah, you recognize Mrs. Yep. She is. This was a request as well. Onegai My Melody Uta character. I don't recognize the character, but I drew it because it was a request. Yes, I did draw a lot in this year. This was my very first drawing in Paint Tool Sai. The moment I tried Sai with my tablet, I loved it, and I was like, I'm never leaving this software again, I guess, or maybe not. No, not yet. So yeah, I really like Paint Tool Sai. It felt much easier to draw with. Yeah, this was my second drawing in Sai. This was supposed to be Sakura, but I I kept changing their uniform, and I settled on the final one, like a few months ago in my live stream. I drew their final uniform. But anyway, you'll see so many uniforms. This was in Paint Tool Sai. This was in Sai as well. This was also from Pandora Hearts. I loved Oz so much. I had a crush on Ozu back then. So like I wanted to draw him in modern day clothing. So Pandora Hearts is a story like in the medieval ages, and their kind of like outfits is not this kind of modern. So I wanted to draw him in this cool kind of outfit. But RIP color coordination. I mean, look at the background. Yes, many of those drawings were shown in my How I Started Drawing video. This was Keiichi, a wintry kind of artwork. I was very happy with the snow. I think I did this one again in Photoshop. I didn't do this in Sai. This was back in Photoshop as well. I don't know why. It's so cringy and I really hate looking at this artwork. Back to Wasuranai. I don't know why, but I did the line art for this one in Photoshop using the line tool. I can't remember, like, is there some sort of maybe messed up, maybe the timing is messed up or something, but anyway, I did this in Photoshop with the pen tool, and this was sketched on paper, I remember. Or not? Man, I forgot. Maybe not. I don't know, to be honest. Maybe I wasn't happy with my line art, so Anyway, so those are the characters again. Mika from bottom right to top left. From bottom right, Mika, Sakura, Akane, Ami, and then on the top right, Yuki, Haru, Hideki, Keiichi. And I'm very sorry, but I also apparently used an artwork or photo or something for the background. Very sorry about that. Those were the days. And look at those shadows I added for them. This was in Sai again. I think I used the pen tool to make the line art, and this was Mika in this kind of uniform, but yeah, she looks very crappy. This was again for Pandora Hearts because this was when the anime ended, and I was very sad that it ended. It ended only in 25 episodes, and like the manga kept on going and they rushed up the ending, so I was very sad about that. So yeah, this was like, I don't know, is this supposed to be me? I don't know, like very sad with the TV show and Pandora Hearts, like one of the last scenes in the episode. Moving on, Pandora Hearts phase, Pandora Hearts fan arts. I wanted more of Pandora Hearts, so I was like, let's draw fan arts. So you might recognize this from Kuroshitsuji. I basically traced over the Kuroshitsuji scene, and I drew Oz and Gilbert instead of Shiel and Sebastian. And yeah, I even added the eye patch to Oz to like to give it a similar appearance. Yeah. I don't know what's with my voice. Anyway. Moving on, more Pandora Hearts fan arts. This is Sharon Rainsworth. I drew this in Photoshop and colored it in Photoshop. Not gonna zoom in because it's gonna... Anyway, it's gonna switch on its own. I don't know. Yes, Pandora Hearts X Black Butler. Moving on, Mia. So I was trying to make myself a mascot, and I think this was the time when I switched to DeviantArt, and I was trying to make a mascot for my DeviantArt page, and I made up this character, which is not very creative. I called her Mia and started drawing her. This was drawn in maybe Photoshop, I guess. Of course, I don't know. I don't remember. This was also... Wait, let me check. I wanna check when am I gonna switch to 2010 because kind of don't remember the first artwork. Okay, I know now. Okay, so yeah, this was me very inspired by Shugokara style of dressing. So checkered skirt, belts, and striped necktie, and you know, all the X's in the background and the checker. This was very inspired by Shugokara style. Moving on, this was Ami. I don't know why I drew her like that. I was inspired by lyrics of a song, a Japanese song. Most of the time, like most of my lifetime, I only listen to Japanese songs. And I mean, look at that anatomy. I think from now on, this is all done in in Paint Tool Sai, and then some stuff added in Photoshop. Oh, that wasn't an Akane, it was just random, but yeah, you can say she looks like Akane. This character is, I don't know if you know the anime, it's called Hakushaku Toyose or Erland Fairy. This is the main character. She's called Lydia, as I remember. I really loved the art style of that anime, and I drew Lydia, the main character. To this date, to be honest, the art style is really nice. And this was Alice from Pandora Hearts. I barely drew Alice, to be honest. This was one of the very few times. But yeah, 2009 times. So Alice from Pandora Hearts. And this was from Nanatsuro Symphony? Or what was it called? This was an anime, like 7-colored something, and this was the main character. It was based on a visual novel, and I really liked the character. She looked too cute to me, so I wanted to draw her. I forgot her name, to be honest. And back to Pandora Hearts. Also, like, again, he was my crush, so I wanted to draw a lot. This was a redraw of a screenshot of a scene, I mean, in the anime. So like I redrew Ozu and tried to imitate the background. I picked the colors from the anime itself, I guess. So yeah, and over here I just added the sunshine. Like I don't know why I saved 2 versions of this artwork, but yes, so this is the version with the lighting. Oh yay, there is someone who recognizes Erland Fairy. I really love that anime. Moving on, this was again, I think, in Photoshop. Yeah, this was in Photoshop. This was Mika. I drew her again, a random outfit. I was trying to create like this sort of girl kawaii moe artworks, but it was a failure. Moving on, this was the character Yume that you saw earlier. I used to draw them in random artworks. To be honest, I miss this phase. Like, I would just draw the character I feel like drawing. I wouldn't have to think, so much about composition and ideas and effects and all that and perfection. I would just draw. I really wish I could go back to those days. Like, I really drew a lot in those years. Way, way, way more than now. Hydration break, one moment. Moving on. This is Makoto. You also saw him earlier. I really liked drawing him. And those pink highlights in his hair. And this was in Paint Tool Sai, also another kind of Serena kind of old artwork. Star Lexic. I'm not awake at 5 a.m. It's almost 8 a.m. for me now. So yeah, dramatic days, feels days since that time. Serena crying. I wasn't feeling okay, and I drew this to relieve some negative emotions. So I used to do that since back in the days. So yeah. These are Sakura and Hideki, also emotional. I think I was also releasing my stress and negative feelings in those two. I was very happy of how I drew the faces from the side of you. And yeah. Over here is, oh my goodness. So there was a contest on DeviantArt, and I think the main prize was winning a tablet or something. So is it? I don't remember, to be honest. I think it was a collaboration with Wacom. So I wanted to win so, but I think it was about dreams, or maybe there was no theme. I just felt like drawing, you know, my sort of dreamy world, and there's a fairy on here if you can't see it, and yeah, like setting myself free and all. And I was like, I was very confident that I would be a winner, but of course I never win. I never won. So I drew, I think, I drew other artworks for that contest, and I think you recognize these two. They are Yumi and Miyu from the Inside the Mirror game. So this story was from back then, those characters from 2009. I drew this also for the contest as an entry. So Inside the Mirror was like was supposed to be a dark fantasy sort of story, but unfortunately it ended up being just a drama, an emotional story. So I still like this plot, and I don't know if I could get the chance one day to work on this plot instead. But anyway, it's not my decision alone anymore, I guess. So this has to stay put aside, and I'm gonna focus on Wasurenai, I guess. No, Inside the Mirror is not related to Wasurenai. It's a different story. And this is also Miyu, 2009 days. Yes, they are so old. I think this was when I conceived the story, you know. This was, I don't know, a random thing, but I mean, look at that lively plant in the background. It looks amazing. Yes, moving on. This character was from an anime called, I guess, Yumeiro Patissiere. I think she's from there. She was this cool, she was a school senpai, something, upper grade kind of student, and I thought she was so cool, so I wanted to draw her. I really liked Yumeiro Patissiere. It was a shoujo anime about baking and making sweets. It was very interesting, and I learned a lot from it in terms of making sweets and all. It was my hype. This is a fan art of one of my favorite games to this date. It's called Summon Night Sword Craft Story 2. It was a Game Boy Advance game, and these are the main characters, like the hero and heroine. So you can choose the girl or the boy. So basically the girl is called Ira and the boy is called Edgar, but you can still customize their names. I really love the Summon Night series. I'm not sure if anyone recognizes them, but I mean, I love it. And now I'm replaying one of the games, but in Japanese. It was Summon Night Sword Craft Story Hajimari no Ishi. It's just in Japanese. I played it back then in Japanese, but I didn't understand anything, and now I'm replaying it while being able to read and feeling really delighted with that. Oh, you know that one. You know it. Great. Ame Summon Night. Man, it's great. Back to my OCs. This was Nanami. You saw her earlier in the side characters of Wasurenai. And yeah, I just drew her here. Random drawing. Here are, I think, the very first versions of Serena and Alexis. So these characters were part of a story, a little story, which can still be made true someday, I guess. It can be a one-shot sort of story. I used to draw them a lot, but on paper before the digital art. I didn't draw them much in digital art, so yeah. This was also for the DeviantArt contest, which like I submitted 3 entries, but none of them won. And of course, like they were in poor schools, so yeah. This was Yahiro, like in disguise, because he's an idol, he's a singer, so I was like he would dress up in disguise when he goes out, and I wanted to draw that. Moving on, this, oh my god, this artwork, this was the artwork that the very first artwork that I made, time-lapse, not speed paint, I mean I called it speed paint back then, but yeah, this was the first drawing that I recorded and made a time-lapse of and put it on this YouTube channel, but I deleted it later because the music was copyrighted. This was back in 2009. My Chico, yes, you're right. Moving on, I drew the mascot that I created for my DeviantArt, Mia. I drew her again. And oh, by the way, I made a short visual novel out of this Mia. You can find it on my DeviantArt. Was just testing how to make a visual novel. Yeah, so I didn't draw Mia much more after that, I guess. Moving on, these were Satsuki and Ichigo. Ichigo is the girl, Satsuki is the boy from Yumeiro Patissiere. Again, the baking sweets kind of shoujo anime. I really loved that anime, and I drew a good number of fan arts of it. These were just doodles, so I don't know why I kept this. Oh, I don't know why I have these here. But anyway, as they say, these are doodles. The top one is a random ugliness, as I wrote, and I agreed, to be honest. And Ozu from Pandora Hearts and Mika and Osi. Like, I drew her in the same outfit I drew her in my first artwork on the tablet, but there was some sort of improvement. I think I wanted to see how I improved from that time. This was within the same year. This was Akito, also one of Wasuru and I characters. You saw him earlier. I unfortunately didn't draw much of Akito, but no, I think you'll still see more of him in those times. But I'll redraw him soon, like in the current time. Moving on, I think this was a gift. Yes, it was a gift for someone on DeviantArt. I had a lot of mutuals back then on DeviantArt. They were good times, to be honest. I miss those times. So yeah, it was a gift. These are Yahiro and Sakura. I don't know why, but I used to ship them. Not anymore, I guess. So I drew this and I wanted to try a new kind of coloring style. But then I ended up shading it normally. So yeah, you get this. So any doodlers? Yeah. So yeah, this was supposed to be in a school hall, but I gave up on it. Backgrounds have always been a struggle, but I'm trying to break this. 13 years later, and they're still a struggle, but I'm trying to get to know how to do them better. My Chico's saying, wait, what? Now you're activating Sakura X Yahiro on me. Well, yeah, my teenager self used to ship everyone. These are Amu and Ikto from Shugokara. I don't know why I drew them in this setting. It wasn't even Valentine's Day, like, it just felt like drawing them in winter, and you look at those trees, like, they were just brushes. But I loved adding this snow effect. So yeah, they were my favorite ship at the time, Amu and Ikto from Shugokara. Moving on, this was a drawing for someone on DeviantArt as well. Paint tool side, I guess, yes. And moving on, this is, again, you recognize them, Miu and Yumi from Inside the Mirror. Like, this was supposed to be a sort of fake anime screenshot. I started doing those since that time, and yeah. I have another version where I put the sort of lyrics, kind of fake lyrics on them, like as if it was a scene from an anime ending. Moving on. Rahma Rida saying you should keep that shipping a secret. It's fine. I'm cringing at my past in this stream anyway, so I'm not gonna mention it again, I guess. Moving on, this was in Psy as well. I was trying to up my skills. As you can see, there is some improvement coming now because I kept practicing a lot and seeking tutorials. So yeah, this was just in Psy. And Pandora Heart again. I shipped Ada and Gilbert because of the hint in one of the episodes. So yeah, I wanted to draw them together. Oh, look at this total cringe. Like, back on DeviantArt there was an option like you can make a prints out of your artwork. So one of the options was making a calendar. So I was like so full of myself. I was like, okay, let's make a calendar and sell it. I was still in high school, like, and this was such a big dream for me, like a big project. So I was like, alright, let's create a calendar, and I went ahead and drew like 12 different months and put it on sale, but no single person bought it, and in the end I ended up printing it for myself and hanging it in my in my room. So you're gonna see those illustrations one by one. So this was like the front cover of the calendar, and this was January, I guess. I didn't draw them in order, so I'm not sure which ones you will see first, but yeah. So this was the January one, snowy and all. Well, even though I lived in a desert back then, there was no snow, not even rain most of the time. This is, oh no, I think I arranged them by order. This was for February, like the snow is melting. This was in March, rain. I don't know which like climate is this, but anyway. Look at those backgrounds, like look at the effort put into there. It's just literally Photoshop brushes put there. So yeah, this was April, springtime. This was May, kind of no more flowers here. This was June, it's summer and hot, so drinking a drink in a cafe or something. And look at this. Oh my god, look at this cringe shopping shop and then XD emoji. What the hell is this? What was I thinking? Oh my god. And I was expecting this to sell. Oh my goodness. Moving on, July, summer, beach time and things like that. August, still summertime. Swing? I don't know why is she swinging in the middle of a grass field. But anyway. This is September, starting with the fall kind of dressing now. October, yeah, it's fall now, so it's all orange and all. November, I don't know why, but like she's studying for finals or reading, I don't know what's that, but she's back home. So this is the full story, guys, like this is like a plot. There's a story ongoing here. And look at that beard. And finally, I still find this one cute. I think this was my favorite one among them all. Back to winter, snowing again, and then it loops back to January, which was snow. And that's all about my very successful calendar that no one ever bought. And the character I drew here is Mia, so the one I used as a mascot back then, which is another version of Serena, I guess, with a proper pink hair. Yeah, moving on. So starting from here, this is the year 2010. So all those were just 2009. Wow, I really drew a lot in those years. So this is 2010. One moment, hydration break. Okay, back. So this is Keiichi again. I don't remember how I drew this. Maybe it looks like it was drawn with line tool. I don't know, or maybe no. It was drawn inside. Yes. Moving on. This was Lena again, but I changed her design to the Gothic Lolita, and still the dressing I drew last year. I didn't change her design yet or upgrade it, but I still like it to this day. I can maybe just improve it a little bit, I guess. So yeah, this was Lena's Gothic Lolita outfit, which you'll see more drawings of in this year. In 2010, I really drew my characters a lot. Like, I drew almost every day on a daily basis. Like, you can't even imagine. I wish I could go back to that kind of productivity. Moving on, some improvement, I guess, in hair drawing and all. But I mean, look at the eyes and placement and all. Anatomy is 0. It's fine. I'm making jokes on my own art. I understand, it's very cringy. Oh my god, I lulled out loud. Anyway, moving on. This was actually a GIF, but I don't know how to display it here. It was a GIF, and she was like munching the strawberries. And yeah, this is Ami, my character, which I used to draw until a few years ago. Sorry about that. RIP my voice. So Ami used to be my mascot on YouTube a few years ago, but then I changed to Serena. This was like I tried the sort of painting style. I drew this from a memory of my childhood. I bought this dolphin balloon, or my parents bought it for me, but then it's like my hand was loose, so it slipped off my hand and it flew into the atmosphere, and I just stood there standing and looking at the dolphin rise up and up to the highest parts of the atmosphere. I was so sad back then. But thankfully my parents bought me another dolphin balloon, so I was happy. I took it home that day. This was a fan art of Kirarin Revolution. It was also another shoujo anime, a very cringy one, to be honest. I don't know why I was watching it. It was about an idol. Kirarin, basically the girl was an idol. She would sing and do concerts and all, and once she participated like in a drama or something. She acted in a drama, so this was the scene in the drama, and I really loved that part more than anything in the anime, so I drew them. She's Karen and the boy is Arashi, as I remember. Yeah, I watched most of the shoujo animes in those days. Moving on, this was a request for someone on DeviantArt. To be honest, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, it's their characters, they're not mine. And yeah, I don't know if they see this artwork, they recognize it. And I'm very sorry again, but I used a ready-made background from a visual novel. Oh my god, I'm so ashamed of this. This was a drawing for a friend. He was happy with it, I guess. An real life friend. And yeah, this was Bumblebee, or what do they call it? I don't know why I do this, but look at that very long torso. Oh my goodness. One moment, my voice needs some rehydration. Back. So yeah, this was a bee kind of girl. This was probably a request because I never drew armor out of my own what do they call it? Out of my own choice. So yeah, probably a request. And here back to Wasuranai characters. I was very proud of this one. It took me 2 days to draw, like not continuously, but it took me 2 days to finish, and I'd really love to redraw this one. But at first I think like I want to improve the character designs and all, and oh my goodness, like this is giving me the vibes of those days. What do you guys think? So from the left to the right, from the left it's Yuichi, and then Akito, and then Haru, and then then Yahiro, and then Haru, and then Makoto, and then Lina, and then Rika, and then Yume. Yeah, man, I still like this artwork, even though it's the skills are poor, but I still like it. I used to try drawing group pictures every now and then in that year. I haven't drawn a group picture in like who knows how long. Moving on, this was also a request for someone on DeviantArt. I don't know why I used such crappy colors. I'm very sorry to whoever requested this from me, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, it was a request and I honestly don't remember who requested this. This was a happy birthday kind of to someone on DeviantArt. I almost forgot who it is, to be honest. I drew Mia, my OC from back then, and yeah. This is Haru, again back to the ripped pants. I don't know why I drew these. So basically in this artwork I was trying to make it seem like he got squished into the narrow canvas, but it's a fail. Like if he's squished, his whole body should be showing, but anyway. Yep. This was also a request. Man, like I don't know how I took requests back then. Like in that year later I understood like I could do commissions, so I stopped taking requests. Like, guys, never draw for free. Don't ever do this mistake again. If someone wants an artwork from you, like, unless you really want to do it for them, never draw for free. You deserve to be compensated for your time. So yeah, I didn't know about that back then. These were the OCs of someone on DeviantArt. She's called Hanu. You'll see more artworks of her OCs. She is on the Discord server now too. So these are her characters. They are sisters, but to be honest, I don't remember their names. These were Akito and Lina, my characters. I shipped them. Not sure if I still ship them, but we will see how it goes. But yeah, I like drawing them together. Back to Yumeiro Patissier. This is a fan art of the two of the main characters. To be honest, I forgot their names. Oh, I think her name was Ichiko. I saw it earlier, and the guy, I forgot, to be honest. This was also, I'm very sorry, this was a ready-made background that I just used and edited the colors. I'm very sorry about that. I'm very sorry that I can't credit because I don't remember where I used these from. This was also a request. Maybe this was my last request of the time. I don't remember. Probably. Or maybe was this? No, this wasn't a commission yet. This was a request too. Oh my god, now that I look at this, I think these are from not Panda, I mean Kingdom Hearts. Is that Riku from Kingdom Hearts? And this is, the girl is like a Kingdom Hearts OC or something? I don't know, but this pretty much looks like Kingdom Hearts. I'm pretty sure if Yahya saw this he'll be like, ah, Kingdom Hearts! But he's not here now, he's busy with work. Anyway, yeah, I guess this was also a request. I never drew Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, Yahya is asking me to draw Kingdom Hearts. Or maybe Sora, so maybe we'll see about that. Back to Wasuranai characters. This is Hideki, reading and listening. I don't know how he's managing to do that, but maybe he's listening to some chill music. I was inspired by those artists who just draw characters doing random actions, so I do mine too. And this was this artwork, like, back in the day in DeviantArt got more than 1,000 likes. Like, it was a big deal. Like, the biggest number of likes I would get on DeviantArt was maybe 100 or something. So this was on DeviantArt. Like, people liked it. Why did they like it? Because back then Kureshitsuji season 2 was gonna air, and when it started airing, I think we saw, or maybe in the trailer, like they showed this new kind of main character, and Shiel was no longer there, and we were very pissed off about that. So I was like, I drew Shiel in his king outfit and like bow before me. Yeah. Oh, Alois. Yes. That's his name, Alois. Yes, I forgot. But then, like, when Kureshitsuji aired, like, they fooled us, because at the end of the first episode, Shiel still appeared in the anime, so he and Sebastian were still there. Moving on, this was, I think, a request from someone on DeviantArt. Yeah, they're not mine. Yes, it blew up back then. This was lol. This was a different kind of coloring style, like challenge. But I mean, look at them; they're very similar. So I tried like soft shading with marker, and then with a brush, and then cell shading. But I mean, they're not that different anyway, so it doesn't really look like a challenge. Moving on, so these were the characters I told you about earlier for my high school presentation about teenagers. So this is where I was finalizing the artworks, or doing the artworks for the presentation. So yeah, I started doing this, like basically about cell phone addiction, and look at that old flip phone. This is 2010. And this was also for a school project about addiction to internet, not just social media, to internet. So I added, like you're surfing the internet, and man, I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember those details. But yeah, as you can see, it's self-explanatory, I guess. Back to the characters for the teenagers. This is like the part of overthinking and worrying and, melodramatizing. Back to Pandora Heart's fan arts. This is Will of the Abyss, still one of my favorite characters. I drew her a while ago in a Copic live stream. I really love her, and I want to draw her in a proper digital artwork, I guess. Back to Haru. This is Haru in his dark outfit. Oh my god, spoilers much. Please don't watch this stream if you plan to follow up with my story later. This was sketched on paper. This was from the manga of Arina Tanemura. What was it called? Something like that. Great Cross Alliance or something. I redrew the cover of the volume 1 manga basically, and scanned it and colored it. I don't know why I did this at this page, but anyway. So this was when my previous DeviantArt hit 5,000 views, and this was a thank you drawing. I think no one gave a damn, or no, back then they used to give it. Sorry about the words, oh my god. Yeah, so yep. Oh, this one. So this one is actually, I don't know if you've watched Durarara anime, but when it first aired, the ending of the anime like it was this crawling kind of ending, and many people made parodies of it on YouTube. So this was among my very first YouTube videos. Let me see if I can grab the video and show it to you, or maybe in another time, I don't know. Man, this stream is gonna take so long, and I'm not sure how long we can keep going. We're still in 2010. So yeah, so I made one for my characters, and I scrolled it and made a video out of it, but it's no longer on YouTube. I removed it because of copyright. I think I removed it, yes, because of copyright issues. Yes. So that was my, oh my goodness, yes, that was my version. Yes, the character tower. This was a request by someone. This was Seto Kaiba. Like, I did watch Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was never a fan of Seto Kaiba himself. But yeah, I drew this as a request. And this was a request for someone on DeviantArt. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker among the artworks that I don't have much to say about. So, yeah. This was a fan art of Utao and what was the guy's name? Shugokara fan art from the manga. They released a chapter about Utao and Kukai. I shipped those two, so yeah, I drew them together. Back to Yumeiro Patissier. This is the Ichigo, the main character. I really liked her Lolita style. They drew her like this in one of the scans, I guess. In one of something. Anyway. This was a fan art. Not really a fan art. It's of Durarara, but I was in a group on DeviantArt about Durarara, I guess, and there was a contest, and I drew this for the contest, basically. This is Rika. I really like Rika to this date. I drew her a while ago too, so I still like her design, even though it needs a little bit of improvement, I guess. But yeah, this was one of my favorite artworks back then, and to this date I still like it. This was a request from someone on DeviantArt, but I was like, I think I was like fed up with it halfway, and I rushed it up and did like whatever, because I mean I was drawing all of these for free, so I was like, just finished it up and gave it to the person. Back to this was an artwork, a random artwork of a dress I've seen in real life, and yeah. These are my characters, Keiichi and Misuzu. They're siblings, and yeah, this was one of my favorite artworks as well. Until now, I like it, I guess. This was for Hanu again on DeviantArt. It's her character, her OC. She wore a strawberry eye band on her eye, but here I drew it like as it flew. I like drawing emotional and things like that. And it's okay, guys. Thank you for staying in the stream. You can still see it later. You can rewatch it to continue the trip. I'm gonna keep the stream on my channel. This was a gift, a birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. This was for the teenagers, like talking to the parents kind of thing for my presentation again. Like, you should be talking to parents and adults and ask for their guidance. This was again about teenagers getting mad, anger management and things like that. This was like, I think, for thinking positively or something like that. This was for, I don't know, for school. I mean, look at that straight body of the guy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So this was for, yeah, school. I made up a uniform for them. Not really, not very creative. And finally, this was, I think, for future, like working and things like that. So I think this concluded the conversation. Over here, I tried painting again, doing no line art kind of style. So I just drew with colors, and this was also Serena, I guess. Again, grass and clouds theme, and yeah, this is how it turned out. Back to Yahiro, more of Yahiro, because he's a superstar, so like he's getting light, and I think he was doing a photo session here or something. I don't know. Yahiro and Rika again. I really liked drawing them. Yeah. Yep. Nothing more to say about this. Oh, back to the teenagers thing. I think I added one more section in the presentation, which was about feelings. So I drew this. So it was very embarrassing to talk about that, I mean, in the presentation in high school, but we did talk about it anyway. So yeah. Oh my goodness, this was the uniform like I drew for the characters, and I mean, look at their extended hands and broken anatomy. So they are Sakura and Hideki, and I even made up a school badge for them, like whatever. I think the school badge thing was inspired by Cardcaptor Sakura's badges, because they had a badge on their uniform. Moving on, this was a fan art of a visual novel which was made by a DeviantArt team. It was an otome visual novel. I really loved otome visual novels back then, but they were barely available in English, so I was super happy with this one. What was it called again? I forgot, but it was for free, and so I could play it, and I tagged them, I think, in my DeviantArt. We can see like what was the name of the visual novel, but I'm gonna skip that for now because I don't wanna delay the stream. This is Mika again. This is a redraw of my first tablet drawing, and yeah, I wanted to see how much I have improved within a year. So there is a big improvement. There was a big improvement in 1 year. Okay, so this thing, because I was very much into otome games, I made like a sort of video for an otome game opening. I wanted to do that so bad, so I drew the boys from my Wasuranai like characters, my OCs, and then made Sakura the heroine, and I just made a video out of them. The video is still on my YouTube, but it's unlisted, so if you want me to play the video here, let me know. I'm gonna show you the artworks now. This was a happy birthday artwork for someone, I don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna show you in a moment once I finish the artworks of the game. This was a sketch of Sakura and Hideki. This was a monochrome sketch of Yahiro and Rika. This was a birthday again for Hanu or Kairi on DeviantArt. It's her OC. This was a request by someone in my class. This was a request on DeviantArt as well. This was Lena. I wanted to draw her like lying on the floor with an angle, so yeah. This was, I think, also a request. This was me again trying painting sort of style and no line art, but I was like, never again, it needs so much patience, and I still don't have that. These are Haru and Akane. I drew them on the beach. You might recognize them from my video that I made an animation video called Akane on my... It's still on my channel, you can still watch it. So yeah, I drew a scene in that video on this beach. By the way, guys, I just need you to excuse me for like 3 minutes or something. I want to go on a break if possible, so if you don't mind, I'll just set a timer for 5 minutes, but I'll be back hopefully within less than that. So let's see. If that's okay. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, so Haru and Akane. And I made Rented Cookie a mod. Thank you so much in advance. So you can help me with the chat. Moving on to Pandora Hearts fan art again. So this was a redraw from a scene in Pandora Hearts episode 18, I guess. Oh my god, you guys. Yes. So I'm sorry I made this abruptly, but I realized that I need someone to help me. Various is not here and Yahya is not here as well, so thank you so much, Rented Cookie. So yeah, this was a redraw from Pandora Hearts scene. I literally took the background from the anime and just drew over it with Oz. Moving on with I drew Ami for a banner in my DeviantArt journal, and yes, she was, I think, being my mascot back then too on DeviantArt. This was a request for a character from what was it called? Dark. Oh my god, what was his name? I totally forgot. Thank you guys, thank you. Darker than black or not? No. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if someone remembers the name, do remind me, please. This was another request from someone on DeviantArt. This was an artwork I did for some forum who had a magazine, an anime magazine, so I drew the Always from Kuroshitsuji, which was airing back then, and this character from Digimon Cross Wars, the main character of Digimon season 6, I guess. So yeah, back to Dark Haru again. You can see the improvement now. He's getting better with time. This was like I started doing the career band thingy, so when I hit a page views goal on DeviantArt, the person who catches that, the screenshot, like the first screenshot capture of that 10,000 number is gonna get a request, so that's what I did. The person who caught the 10,000 page views screenshot sent me it and requested this artwork, so I drew it for them. I don't know. Oh, this character seems like he's from Neo Angelic Abyss anime. I don't know it. And here Yahiro is in action, he's singing. I made an animation of Yahiro singing as well. You can see it on my channel under the animations playlist. Yeah, you're gonna see more of him. Okay, so here is the GIF. This is a GIF of Ami floating. I use it for my DeviantArt. As you can see, the background color is DeviantArt's color. I don't know why I didn't make it transparent back then. This was a beach scene, so I wanted to draw a summer version of my characters, and yeah, as you can see, it's a group picture and another group picture, and I was very proud of this one. Look at the sea effects and all, the sand, the wet sand and all. I was very proud of this. And look at the girls taking a selfie with a normal camera. Like, this was before the selfie cameras and the selfies were like trendy. Yeah. So starting from here, I started to accept commissions. So this was my very first commission on DeviantArt. Back then I didn't have any payment method available to me other than DeviantArt points system. So I started doing commissions for a very low price, actually only 50 points or something, like 80 points were $1. So I was doing this for less than $1. But anyway, I was super happy that I can finally make some sort of gain out of my artworks. So I started offering these monochrome commissions, and as you can see, this was another commission. This was Sakura, a chibi version of Sakura, And this was a fake screenshot of Sakura and Hideki. Again, I loved drawing fake anime screenshots, and I still did that a few years ago and did a tutorial about it. Some of you might already know about it. So yeah, Sakura and Hideki fake screenshot. So this was from the game, the visual novel opening that I did for my characters. So I did this like it was an animation. So starting from here onwards, I started working on it seriously, and I started drawing the scenes. And look at me, like working on a project and still drawing other things. I barely do that now. I really should learn from my younger self. So this was Sakura in her summery dress again. This was a commission, I guess. Yes, because I didn't take requests. This was a commission, a full colored commission. I think my first full colored commission on DeviantArt. Another monochrome commission. This was a drawing of my... There was a game called Tinier Me. Like it was like Line Play, the old version of Line Play. So I made a character there and I drew her. You know those games with dress up and items, they're very inspiring for drawing fashion. So yeah, I took that fashion and drew it here. This is also from the game video, like a game opening video. This was a commission from the game video. I'm gonna play it in a moment, I guess. This was Hikari and Koromon from Digimon. I was a big Digimon fan, and yes, I really did draw a lot in 2010. It was the year I mainly improved, and like you will see a big difference between my first drawing in 2010 and the last one. Another commission. Another artwork for the game opening. You know what? I think I'm gonna play it. Let me prepare it. One moment. I'm gonna play it for you guys so you can see it, but without no. I'm not gonna like put the song because I don't want it to show up for copyright problems. Let's see. Let's see now. Yes, I think you can see that. Let me full screen it. So this was my cringy version of the game, otome game opening. I was very proud of this. I did this when I was 17. Again, I used backgrounds from a visual novel, and I even made a logo, Wasurenai, for girl. I'm gonna leave a link of the unlisted video. It's still on YouTube from like 11 years ago, so you can watch it. And yeah, look at this drama. Okay, I'll wait for your comments on this. Like, I think I was also inspired by a version. This was a song called Through My Heart, a Japanese song that's used for visual novels, and there were many videos that were made with the song. One of them was a Pandora Hearts, like fake kind of otome game opening. I think it inspired me to do my own video. No, the stream is not ending. That was by mistake. I'm very sorry about that. The stream is still going, but I don't know. Let's see how long we can keep going. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you. Let me grab the link actually of the, if I can now, or maybe later. Let's see. Okay, I can't see it now and I don't want to delay the stream, so I'm just gonna go back to my slideshow. Man, like in that year in 2010 I was very active. I really never was that productive again. I did like 2 videos and 2 animation videos and all those artworks and commissions, and I don't know how I managed to do that. This was a commission. These are from the opening I just showed you. When the stream ends, I'll put a link of the unlisted video in the description box so you can watch it as well. This was a commission as well. I was very proud of how I did the wings of the butterfly here, the golden kind of wings. Again from the game, and I'm sorry I used already background from a visual novel. Very sorry for the artist. I don't remember where this is from. For the game opening, this was also like the mask, the sprites you've just seen. I mean, look at the messed up anatomy. Also for the opening. Also for the opening. And this was the final photo in the opening as well. I was like, I finished this in a month or something. But yeah. This was a commission on DeviantArt. Someone asked me to draw their character in Miku outfit. So there it was. This was another commission. This was... 1 minute. This was a monochrome kind of commission, again. A commission. Sakura, I don't remember why I drew her like that, but she looks so ugly. This was a commission as well. All of this is in 2010, man. This artwork, I actually redrew it last year, and you can see the before and after in that video. I called it Mistress of Roses. And yeah, it's my OC Lena, and it was really great to redraw the artwork. You're gonna see it, like if we keep going today with the artworks, you'll see the redrawn version later. Another Pandora Hearts fan art. This is Ada from Pandora Hearts. Another commission on DeviantArt. And another fake screenshot from of Sakura and Hideki. This is like a backyard of a house. I don't know if it's showing, but look at that Photoshop brush of a tree in the background. This was another commission. I don't know. I think that's a character, and those are characters from Fairy Tail. I'm not sure. So basically, I was trying to expand on that fake otome game opening I showed you earlier, and I wanted to include my other characters like Akito and others. So I started drawing Akito, and then I drew, I think, Yahiro as well, but never completed it. So this was Akito. You'll see Yahiro in a bit. This is Haru, another fake screenshot kind of thingy, but again, look at the crappy background. But still, I was very proud of this back then. Yeah, so this was the Yahiro artwork that I wanted to use for an expansion of the Otome game opening, but I never did. And yeah, they remain here. This was a commission. This was an OC, like supposed to be in my story, Wasarenai, but then I discarded her. Like she was supposed to be a water spirit. This is Akane. Actually, you can see the video of the drawing process of this one. It is on my very first YouTube videos. Like, it's here from 11 years ago. You can watch it. Man, it was done paint tool side. This is supposed to be Yuichi. I didn't really like his design and I tried to redesign him multiple times, but I never settled on one to this date. This was for a DeviantArt contest. They were asking artists to draw a mascot for the DeviantArt point system, and I drew this girl, but I didn't win, of course. And yeah, I rarely won in any drawing contest. I only won like when there was very little competition. I don't know why I drew this. Maybe it was a request or a commission. I don't know. I don't remember. But this was Edward from Full Metal Alchemist. I don't remember why I drew him. This was Sakura in a kind of Lolita-ish outfit, which looks very stupid right now and cringy. And this is the backgroundless version, which looks much better. This was a commission. I drew Miku. I rarely drew Miku actually. I think I just drew her in doodles, but this was a full artwork of her. I was very happy with it. This is another fake screenshot of my OCs Hideki and Yuki. And this is Shiel from Kurashitsuji. I don't remember if this was a commission or I drew it out of my own. I don't remember why I drew this. So over here, like I drew the characters again, Sakura and Haru in the front, and Hideki, Yuki, Mika, and Akane in the background. But I really didn't like the background in this one. It was so crappy. I wanted to create like a soil ground and a foreground and then a forest background, but I failed in doing that, so I uploaded it back then on DeviantArt, but then I put it in my scraps, I guess. But yeah. This was like another version of Yahiro and Rika, like a concert version, concert kind of outfit. So look at those ripped off pants. I mean, I don't know how the bottom part of the pant, I don't know how this part is being supported by those strings. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to go for something cool. And this was from the this was an animation I made. Like you can see an animated version of this one on my channel. Not gonna play that one because it's available. It's under the animations playlist. I made a concert video for Yahira, and this was still in 2010. This was a happy birthday artwork for someone on DeviantArt. I still know that person, but I don't remember when the last time we talked was. This was a commission. This was Lena, but in a reddish kind of dress. I wanted to draw like this. I remember I drew this when I was starting my last year in high school and I was getting stressed with studies, but I still didn't stop drawing. Kept drawing every day, almost. This was a manga page attempt. So of my characters, Haru, Lena, and Akito. Yeah, a little bit spoilerish, but yeah, I very much enjoyed creating this one, and yeah, the way it came out. Until now, I think it looks fine. This is another drawing of Ami for a banner in my DeviantArt journal back in those days. This was a career band, so someone caught my 20,000 page views on DeviantArt, and this was their request. I drew this for them. And this was a birthday gift for someone. I don't remember that person, I'm very sorry, on DeviantArt. And this was a commission, I guess. Yes, this was a commission as well. It was one of the very few times I did an animated commission. Basically, she's just flying, so there's not much of an animation here. Yep, this is a year before the disaster of engineering. That's what killed my artistic creativity. Anyway, we're gonna go into that later. Let's not rush. This was an artwork of an OC, Myrno, but I think I'm discarding her. I'm not gonna delete the stream will stay here. Another fan art of Yumero Patissier. So basically in 2010, they aired a season 2 of Yumero Patissier, the game, the baking anime, and in that season 2 they grew up, so I drew them here. I was very fond of that season. I really loved those characters. And look at the fall kind of colors. Not bad. I used Photoshop brushes, but there's some variation here, I guess. This was an artwork of Sakura and her little brother Sasaki, which I changed his name, called him Yuta now, I think. So yeah, she's like, stop slacking and go do some, like, go organize your room or something. This was an artwork, like I did the line art and then I released it for people to color. So I received many versions of this line art colored by different people, but unfortunately I lost them with my lost files. They're still there. Some of them might still be there on DeviantArt, but anyway, this was my version of the colored line art. Like at that time I was like confident enough to share things with people and resources, and I was like, oh, now I can teach people. And I was even creating tutorials by this time, I guess. Yeah, this was Card Captor Sakura, of course, no need for introductions. This is Sakura. I don't know why I drew this. Thank you for your support. Did someone request this, or I don't know. Maybe we can see on my DeviantArt page. This was Haru in a new outfit. I really like this outfit more for him. So yeah. Back then there was this time of those kind of background elements, so I just wanted to make it look cool. And this was another animation video that I worked on. Again, I started working on this in 2010, but only finished it in 2012. So you're gonna see some artworks of this one every now and then, but it was actually completed in 2012. And you can see the completed video on my channel. It's the Akane video. Some of you might already recognize it. It's under my animations playlist. This was a gift for someone on DeviantArt. 2 versions. And this was a commission. This was a birthday gift for an artist. I still know that artist, but we're not really much in touch now. So yeah, this was her OC. And this was one of the most males I was proud of for drawing. He looked so cool. And to now, I think he looks decent, so I'm still happy about it. And yes. I like how I drew the hair detailed here, and yeah, overall the hair drawing skills got better. Here I used a pose from Pose Maniacs and I traced over it and I drew this guy, but I really don't like how he turned out. But here I tried like a new method of hair shading, so I saw someone on YouTube doing that in a time-lapse video, and I'm still not used to saying time-lapse, but I'm getting used to it. So yeah, I got inspired by that method and tried it. It looks nice actually, not bad, but overall the rest is bad. Here was a random drawing, a girl with a nickel, with a cat holding an umbrella because it was raining. I don't remember why I drew this. I just felt like it, I guess. Again, I was still using that hair shading method. And this artwork, like, I still like it to this date. I mean, this really showed my improvement from the beginning of 2010 to the end. This was by the end of 2010, and I made this still the same hair coloring style, and I made a tutorial out of this whole artwork. So if you go to my DeviantArt page, you can still see those tutorials. They were in image form, so you scroll through them. I explained back then how I colored the skin, the eyes, the hair, the clothes. So, and those tutorials got a lot of views back then, like more than 1,000 likes, which was a big deal back then on DeviantArt. So yeah, I still like this artwork to this day, despite that the anatomy is bad, but I think it's okay. This was for a school. I think a teacher asked me to draw something for like traffic or children's safety with traffic and things like that. As you can see, I didn't bother putting much details into it, and look at that lovely bus in the background. And yeah, I just rushed it to give it to the teacher because they would be satisfied with anything. And here again, I drew Rika with that kind of hair shading. The values were messed up, but still, I was very proud of this artwork. And there was a big improvement in how I drew Rika from now on. And this, you might already recognize this. This is the old Falling Alice artwork that I redrew 4 years ago, 2017. I made a redraw of this. So this was the old version. I was studying, but suddenly I got the inspiration to draw Alice and, you know, those like Wonderland themes. I wanted to draw more items back then, but I didn't know how to do so. I just did class. I think the video of this one is still on my channel as well, so you can see it. It got a lot of views, I think more than 100,000 views back then. It's still on my channel, you can watch it. And you can watch its redraw as well. This was a happy birthday gift for another artist on DeviantArt. Another happy birthday gift. I used to draw a lot of birthday gifts, which I can no longer afford to draw now, unfortunately. And yeah, this was again another happy birthday gift. And this, I went back to working on the video of Akane, and someone asked, David Lee asked, I thought you lost all of your files, did you suddenly get them back? No, I did mention in the video that I didn't lose those artwork files. These were the some of the files that were actually backed up on my cloud, so thankfully I didn't lose them. And thankfully, because of that, you can see the stream, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do it. So yeah. So this is also from that video, Akane, which is on my animations playlist. This was a commission, but I was very proud of the way I drew the scarf. This was an art trade with an artist, and this was a commission, yes, and this was also for the video. This was for the video. You can see those animated in the video, Akane video. So starting from here, it's already 2011 and I was 18. I was, yeah, 17/18 in this because my birthday is in May. Anyway, so this is not an actual scan of an anime, but this anime aired in, oh my goodness, sorry about that. This anime aired in 2011. It was called Yume Kui Mary, and I was crazy about it, so I drew the characters and I made it look like it was a scan from a Japanese magazine, and I even made the designs here. Many people didn't believe that, like on DeviantArt, many people ignored it and thought that I just uploaded a scan, but that's how like I made it like that on purpose. And yeah, it was a nice anime. Moving on, this was a commission, and ignore the what is it called? The ambulance sounds in my background. This was another commission. No worries, Miku milk tea. See you back again in 20 minutes. I'll probably still be here. This will be the longest stream, I guess. Yes, 2 hours mark. This was a commission for someone on DeviantArt. This was me trying to do foreshortening but failing at it. Like in 2011, I had big hopes that I would improve so many things, including drawing boys and perspective and backgrounds, but these were big goals, and I started college in the same year, so many of those goals weren't granted, unfortunately. So I was trying in the beginning of the year with the same pace of 2010, but you'll see that the number of artworks will start decreasing with the years from now on. So this was another attempt at foreshortening. I think this was Serena as well, in her old form. I don't know where this was supposed to be, but I like the idea, like some sort of steps in outer space or another dimension, and then there's this door. Yeah, this would be nice for a redraw, I guess. This was another fan art of Yume Kui Meri. I really liked that anime, and I redrew a scene from the opening of that anime. So yeah. This was a sketch I did on paper, and I scanned and I relined it and colored it. Just a random thing. I was experimenting with drawing tears, but I didn't know how to draw them well yet. I like drawing tears a lot. And this was a commission. Some iconic animation guy saying, oh no, sorry, not that. Yoshi Star. No worries, some iconic animation guy. Thank you for being here. Yoshi Star said we'll age 13 years by watching this. Yes, I did tell you that I'm gonna take you on a trip back in time, like by seeing all those artworks. Yeah, so this was a commission. This was an artwork of my OCs, Yuki and Mika. And this was also for the Akane video. I was still trying to work on it every now and then, so I did some scenes. So basically, when I do an animation video, I don't do it all in one go. I just choose the scenes I want to draw now. So I just insert them in to animate them, and that's how I build an animation video. So yeah. This was Rin, Kagamine Rin, or from Vocaloid. I really liked the Kagamine twins, and this was Rin. This also got a lot of likes on DeviantArt, or favorites. They used to call them favorites back then. This was a birthday gift for someone I knew on DeviantArt. Another birthday gift for someone I knew. Another birthday gift, oh my goodness. This was a commission, I guess. This was an art trade with someone. I tried a sort of different art style here, and I really liked how it came out back then. Simple kind of shading. This was another birthday gift, wow. And this was a birthday gift for an artist who I'm still in touch with to this day, and she was one of my biggest inspiration, especially when I first started. She is still a big inspiration. The Blizz Me on Instagram or DeviantArt, and I drew one of her OCs in my Copic speed paints also, the Miwa Copic speed paint. It was for her as well. This was a commission of Link from Legends of Zelda. Pretty sure he doesn't need to be introduced, but yeah, this was a commission. This was, I used a photo reference for this artwork. Welcome back, Rented Cookie. I used a photo reference, and I drew this. That's why it looks better than the other artworks. And yeah, I had emotions, and I wanted to let them out in this this artwork. So this artwork was done 2011 March. The time the big earthquake and tsunami happened in Japan, and everyone was drawing artworks to consolidate of doing this 1000 paper folds, something like as a sign of sending wishes and prayers. So I drew that as well, and I think this was Serena again. This was a commission. Another commission. This was a traditional or like a traditional outfit for a country, but I'm very sorry, I forgot which country was that. So if you recognize it, do let me know. This was an art trade I did with an artist. These characters were from, I think, Hiro no Kakera visual novel. I don't know, but I was very proud of this artwork. The anatomy is broken, but I still like the artwork until now. This was again back to doing the artworks for the Akane music video, animation video. More like it had several like animations, so different expressions. Yeah, that was it. This was so in this year I knew about a Comic-Con back there in Dubai, so I wanted to participate and I booked for a table and started drawing artworks, but I never participated in that year eventually. So I started preparing artworks to make merch out of. So I started with Vocaloid. This was a Chibi Miku to make like stickers or keychains out of, but I never used it eventually. This was another birthday gift, but I tried a different kind of coloring style. I was experimenting a lot in these days, so I tried the sort of manga-ish, old manga coloring, like yellowish and white and bright, and yeah. This was a commission, I guess. I was very proud of it, and look at the hair. I was still using that method for hair coloring. And the sky, I was very proud of this artwork. More drawings for the Comic-Con merch, which I never used. Kagamine Twins. Another drawing of Lena. There is a video of this. You can still watch it. It's on my channel from 2011. And this was a birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. This was another birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. This was a commission, I guess. This artwork, I drew it when I graduated high school. I was so happy I graduated high school. I didn't know what was coming next. But anyway, like, high school days were really nice for me. I enjoyed them a lot, so I was getting emotional. So I drew this artwork of, I guess, Serena back then. So yeah. This was like, I remember those days in my summer vacation right before college. I was still in the spirit of drawing a lot before that got distracted. So this was a happy birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. More chibis for merch. This is Luca or Ruka from Vocaloid. I guess this was Serena. So yeah, I love drawing curly hair a lot, and that's, I think, how I got better at drawing it. This was also for the animation video, the Akane animation video, Haru and Akane. This was, I think it was a Kariban gift, so my page hit a certain number of views and someone caught that screenshot and I drew their request in return, but it was a prize. This was a happy birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt as well. This artwork is from of Sakura and Ami, my original characters. I think I still have the video of drawing and coloring this on my channel, the time-lapse video, so you can see it in my old videos. Yes, I think I still have it. And I was very proud of this artwork, basically. This was a birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. Look at those big moe eyes, sparkly eyes. I like this one as well because I tried the sort of backlighting here. This was supposed to be a print for Comic-Con, which I never used after all. Sakura and Kero from Cardcaptor Sakura and her opening 2 outfit. This was, I think, also a gift, a birthday gift or something. This was a good print for Comic-Con, which I never used. it's of Amu and Utao from Shugokera, as well as their little spirits. But yeah, I never printed this one. And this was another print trial of Fruits Basket. So I still love Fruits Basket. I watched the remake and I'm rewatching it now, and it's one of my favorite shoujo stories of all time. Yeah. So I don't know why the chat lagged with me a little bit, but now I can see it again. Okay, moving on. More merch for Comic-Con. What was his name? He's also from Vocaloid. I'm very sorry, I forgot his name. This was also supposed to be a print. This is Memma from Anohana. I was watching that back then, and it was, yeah, I wanted to make a print out of her. And I made, of course, Pandora Hearts, but I mean, who was gonna buy these if I printed them and participated in Comic-Con? I don't know. Yeah, Rented Cookie, stay here so the chat stays alive. Because my mom, I need to get rehydration, so please stay, guys, in the stream. Where I think we would finish in an hour from now or something, because the number of artworks will decrease with the years. So yeah, this was Pandora Hearts, Gilbert, Old, and Alice. I wanted to make a print out of this. I wanted to make keychains or whatever. Ichigo from Bleach. And this was another page views prize for DeviantArt. I hit 50,000 page views on DeviantArt. And this was Rukia from Bleach. I never watched the Bleach, by the way. This was Orihime from Bleach. This was, what was her name? Miki, I guess, from Vocaloid. Oh, okay, Rented Cookie, focus on your studies. This is Gumi from Vocaloid. No, I'm not gonna do a stream like this one again, because this will stay on my channel and you can rewatch it later. This was Serena, inspired by Song of Cinderella, which says, I still wish on the stars as they fall from above. So I redrew this actually a few years ago, and yeah, someone told me it would look great if there was a bookmark version of this, and so I did a bookmark, but from the new one. Oh, this was also from Vocaloid. Gakpo, maybe his name is? I forgot. This was also from Vocaloid. Honestly, I forgot their names. I'm very sorry. Oh, that was Meiko, and this one is Miki, maybe. Or maybe I'm wrong. This is another fan art of Lydia from Erlen Fairy, or Hakushaku Toyose, Lydia. I really loved her, and I remember I drew this right before starting my college classes. So yeah. After that, I think my number of artworks started decreasing. This was a happy birthday gift. This was a gift for someone. This was another happy birthday gift. Another happy birthday gift. The obligation, oh my god. This was a redraw from a movie that I really liked. It was called A Cinderella Story. It was an old movie, but I really liked this, so I drew the characters here, like the girl and the boy dancing, and I made up a background and flowers. I was very proud of these flowers. Like even the hydrangea, I shared a brush. Like I made a brush to draw the hydrangeas, and I shared them on my DeviantArt. Yes, I can't wait for Fruits Basket Season 3 coming soon. Another happy birthday gift. Another happy birthday gift. Ami, strawberry cake. I remember I made this strawberry cake back then. I baked it, and it was very delicious. I couldn't resist drawing this. Like I made a strawberry cake with cream cheese frosting, and it was so delicious. So I drew my happiness in this Ami drawing. This was drawn for an event on DeviantArt, a Secret Santa event, but I never got my kind of artwork. If you know what Secret Santa event is, like a group of people are together in one group, and each one is assigned to draw a surprise gift for someone in the group, so no one knows who is gonna draw them something, but you know who you are drawing for. So I drew this for someone who this was on their wish list, but I never got mine, unfortunately. I was like, I'm never participating in this again. Okay, so from here onwards it's 2012 and I was 19 here, and this was, I used to draw sometimes for New Year's, trying like to be active and, you know, congratulating people. So this is for the new year. Oh, I redrew this girl from the 2010 drawing, I guess. Yep. This was a commission. This was a collaboration with an artist. She drew the lines and I did the coloring, and it's of our two OCs, Ami, and her OC was called Heine. This is a chibi commission. I had a video of this on my YouTube, but I think it's no longer there. This was like, by this time I wanted to finish the Akane animation video, so I started working on it. Like, as you can see, the quality of the artworks, it dropped, but I just wanted to finish it. This was on a white background, so basically I just airbrushed on the sides to give it a fading effect. More of the Akane video. For the Akane video, you can see the video under my animations playlist on my channel. I think this concludes it. I think, yeah, this was the last thing I drew, and then I finished the video and uploaded it. This was a commission. Ami, Chibi Ami, for my DeviantArt page. I put this in my About Me page. This was an original drawing, I guess. I had some feelings I wanted to draw. This was a commission, probably. Another commission. Yahiro and Rika. Oh yes, this is the artwork I redrew a few months ago. It's called My Doll, and you can find the time-lapse video on my channel. Guys, it's okay if you can't focus now with the stream. I'm gonna keep streaming. I'm gonna finish this so that it stays as a complete video for later for others to watch anytime. So yes, you can see the redraw of this one. This is Makoto, my OC, with the pink hair highlights. I really like this artwork to this day. This is Mika. She was animated, but I don't have the animated version here. And yes, I made her blink. This was Madoka. So basically there was this collaboration artbook project on DeviantArt. They were like combining a number of artists and hey, let's make an art book together. And I used to believe those sorts of things, and I would join any offer like that gets to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna join, and I did my artwork. I did Madoka. Like, this was supposed to be an art book that never actually saw the light. It was just some random people on DeviantArt, and I was like, I'm never gonna do that again. So yeah. But anyway, it was a good chance to draw Madoka. I had just watched the anime back then. Over here I switched my mascot on my DeviantArt page to this girl. So yeah, it was boring. To be honest, when I remember those times, they were boring and dull. But this artwork was for a video that I made in 24 hours, I guess. I did this, and there are a few others, but like silhouettes. You can see the video on my channel as well under the animations. I used the Anohana song, the Anohana ending song. This This was a gift for someone on DeviantArt. You can still see the video on my channel, still there. And this was an art trade with someone on DeviantArt. Orange is saying, I've seen some of your art in an artbook with other artists. Yes, actually, later in 2016 and 2017, I participated in the Artistic art book. So that one actually was a proper project that was by Blizme, and she worked on the book and released it and printed it through a Kickstarter campaign. And yes, my artworks were printed eventually in that. It was a very nice project. So yeah, this artwork was an art trade, and I was very proud of this. Like, I like it till now. I think it was good for its time, like the hair and the shading and like cell shading and the guitar and all. But it's corrupted, but still it looks nice. This was another birthday gift for Hanu on DeviantArt. Oh man, I thought I learned from my lesson, but no. I think this was for another whatever art book project that I was approached to do, so I drew this, and then again it never saw the light. So I think that actually taught me the lesson for real. I hope so. I hope there's no more of this. So yeah, this was a birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. This was me feeling very horrible, and I wanted to release my negative emotions in a quick sketch, so I drew this one. It was Serena, but still in her early forms. She didn't have a name and anything. This was a fan art of two characters that looked similar to me, and I wanted to draw them together. So this is CU from Vocaloid. The one on the left is CU from Vocaloid, and the one on the right is the cat character from Trickster Online in her third form or third job, which is the prima donna. So I really liked both, and I thought they looked similar, yellow hair and cat ears, so I wanted to draw them together. And I really like this artwork till now, despite the look at their torsos, they're so bad. Anyway, more Madoka fan arts. Yes, this might be more than 3 hours. I'll keep going. I want to finish this. So it's like complete. This is Miki from Madoka Magica. This was a birthday gift for someone on DeviantArt. This was more emotions expressed in artworks. Another early version of Serena. More emotions. I was going through horrible days emotionally in those days, and I was in college, so I didn't draw as much as the previous years. And as you can see, maybe this was a commission, I guess, probably a commission, because I didn't do requests by that time. This was a birthday gift. I think this was in September. I remember September of 2012, so we're almost done with this year. This is a redraw of a drawing from 2010. If you've been here since the beginning of the stream, I think you will know which artwork is that. Unfortunately, I can't put them next to each other now because I'm just doing a slideshow. But anyway, I don't want to make this stream longer than it actually is now. Moving on, this was a commission. I think this was my last point commissions for DeviantArt. I think after that I switched to PayPal commissions at last, because I figured how to use it. And I think you could recognize this character. She's from Toho project. So yeah, I don't know much about that project, but I drew this as a commission. So yeah, this artwork, I still like it to this day. I think it was a little bit inspired by Taiga from Toradora. I don't know why, but I still like it. I find it lovely, but the background was, again, I'm very sorry, I took a background from Google, a photo background, and I just brushed and changed the colors of it, and yeah. Moving on, this was by the end of 2012. I was very sad at how I wasn't drawing much and my skills weren't improving that much, because compared to the 2 years before, I improved a lot. But I drew Sakura too express those emotions from the third opening. I am a dreamer. Watashi no sekai yume to koi to fuan de dete dekiteru. Like basically I don't want to translate this now because it might be wrong. Anyway, this was a gift for someone. This was not really a fake screenshot, but I wanted to draw Sakura and Hideki again. As you've seen, I started drawing them less and less in those years because I was occupied with other things and my emotional state was bad. So I wanted to draw them to feel like they are still there. But unfortunately I ended up abandoning them. So this is how it started degrading with the years. And this is 2013. Now 20. I was 20, I mean. I'm not 20 now. This is 8 years later. I'm 28. Almost 28. Okay, so Happy New Year kind of drawing, like, and this one, like the balloon of the two. This artwork is the artwork that got out of hand. So this artwork actually has a story. I drew this and posted it on DeviantArt, and someone posted it on a kawaii something anime subreddit, and from there on it spread over the internet. Someone took it and removed my signature, and it spread on the internet, and like you might see this when you Google cute anime girls or something, it will show up in the results without my signature. But anyway, I learned a good lesson from that artwork, that I should place my watermarks everywhere. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk much about it. I once wrote a full rant of this on my Instagram and Twitter. You can read them, I guess, over there. Moving on, this was a graduation gift for someone dear to me, and this was a commission for someone. This was another commission, and this was me drawing the back then mascot of my DeviantArt page. This was for my about section on DeviantArt. This was an art trade, I guess. The character was super cute. Look at the Alice in Wonderland theme outfit. I really liked it. So yes, this was a commission, I guess, and this was another commission. I really liked how I did the hair on this one. So I'm very sorry about like that artwork. You guys are talking about it now, but it's fine. I just moved on. I'm content that now my presence is more like apparent now, even though I was denied. Like some people didn't believe that artwork was mine, but anyway, now more people can know that it is mine, especially like while seeing those artworks. Anyway, so yes, this was a commission. This was for, oh my god, again the ambulance. I'm very sorry about that. I made more tutorials of this artwork, so like I made updated tutorials of how I color and all on DeviantArt. So I made again tutorials for skin coloring, hair coloring, clothes, eyes, and you can still see those on my DeviantArt page. That was the last time I think I made such tutorials in image form, because after that I started doing them on YouTube. One moment, I need to hydrate. Yeah, so this was, man, why did I draw this? I think it was for someone, I guess. I don't remember, to be honest. This was a commission, and this was a Kiriban gift. Someone had the code like a screenshot of my something thousand views of DeviantArt, and I drew this for them. It's a Gijinka of some sort of Pokemon, but I don't remember which Pokemon was that. This was a drawing of my line play character and another Hanu's one person I know online. This is her line play character, so I drew both of them in chibi forms. And yes, this was a commission. This was my first big PayPal commission, and I was very thankful for the person who commissioned me back then. Orange saying, what if I put Pluvius art as my PFP for school, watermark included? I don't mind you guys using my artworks as profile pictures. If you can credit, that would be great, but I understand that you can't always credit artworks when using them as profile pictures. And this was a gift for Manu again on DeviantArt. This was a commission. There is still a video of the coloring process of this one, even though it sucks now that I look at it, but you can, I think, still find the video on my channel from 2013. This was a redraw from an anime. I don't know why it touched me so much. It was called Devil Survivors 2, and it was a game, an anime based on a game, and I redrew one of the scenes that touched me emotionally. I used to get easily moved by animes back then, so yeah, these are the two main characters. This was a commission that I unfortunately had to rush, and I apologized for the commissioner about it. I really dislike the quality of it, but they were fine with it, so I guess it's fine. This was me being bored. I drew this out of boredom. I was trying a new kind of hair shading, but I tried, but it didn't go as I wished. Yes, this was a drawing of an anime character I was also watching. It was called Carnival, and this is a girl from the anime. Man, I used to watch so many random animes back then and draw them. So this is the girl from that anime, Carnival. I don't remember her name. This was an artwork of Serena. Now you're gonna see more of Serena in those years. So I really liked this artwork back then. Till now it looks fine. It looks good. So yeah. This was a commission. And I really like this commission till now. I think it's lovely. This was another commission. I'm sorry guys, I'm not gonna answer like random questions now because I want to try to finish this stream as soon as possible without rushing it, so I'm gonna focus just on the stream, the artworks strip. This was another commission. This artwork was an original one, but I really like it. I used a reference photo for the butterfly and I drew it properly, and it's still one of my favorite. I sold a lot of prints of this one when I participated in Comic-Con. Later on you will see those artworks. This was a thank you for 100,000 hits on my DeviantArt page. Someone got the screenshot of it and I drew them this one as a prize. This one is from here onwards is the year 2014 and the age was 21. I did this 3D model. I did it from sorry about that. I did this 3D model from scratch on Google SketchUp, and I extracted the line art and the shading details and all, and I colored it in Photoshop. It doesn't look that good, but I was very proud of it. Like, it was my first proper background, and I thought like I'm gonna keep creating models in SketchUp and use them as backgrounds, but I never did. But anyway, I think oh my god, I think this is one of the files I lost. I lost the 3D model for this one, unfortunately, so RIP. This was me applying a tutorial of clouds by a very famous artist on DeviantArt. Oh my god, I'm very sorry, I forgot her name. But anyway, I applied her clouds tutorial. It was very nice, but I didn't like those clouds anyway. They didn't turn out nice. This was a random artwork I did. I don't remember what. Oh, I think I used a photo reference here and I drew the pose out of it. This is like when I was trying to improve here, but it was very unfrequent, so the results weren't much. But here I used a 3D model from Google SketchUp for this windmill thing. I placed it there and then I colored it later in Psy and all, and I was super proud of this artwork. Like, it looked like I finally did a decent artwork with the background and all. It doesn't look bad even now. This was just an artwork of a girl holding a fluffy duck. I'm not sure if you can see the duck. But anyway, yeah. I just wanted to draw something yellowish. This was drawn for a sort of engineering club, so I was in renewable energy and we had a club for the renewable energy. They would do events, so they asked me to draw characters for one of their posters, so I drew these characters. So yeah, I don't really like them, and yeah, whatever. This was for a contest on Instagram, so I started on Instagram from 2013 onwards. So there was this online shop that sells Copic markers and art supplies. They were doing a contest and the winners would receive some sort of gift, I think, or maybe get featured on their account. So I think I did this and I think I got featured on their account. The competition was low anyway, so of course. This was a doodle on my class notes that I scanned and colored digitally. As you can see, my art skills kind of degraded in those years because I was busy with studying and barely drew, so it was very sad times for me and it really affected my productivity. I'm still trying to revive that kind of productivity. This was, I think, an art trade? Probably an art trade or a commission, I don't remember. This artwork, I was trying to do the 100 themes challenge on DeviantArt. I'm not sure if you guys recognize it, but there was a 100 themes challenge and each theme has a prompt for something, so this was for the introduction, like for the challenge. Spoiler alert, I never completed that challenge, but I did create a number of artworks for that challenge, so you'll see them now. I think this artwork would be cool if it was redrawn now, but I'm not gonna spend my time on that. I don't remember why I drew this. It was just a random thing. This was a happy birthday gift on someone in DeviantArt. This was me just being stressed and I wanted to relieve that stress. And over here, I think this is when I got my Wacom tablet, and this was maybe my first drawing with that Wacom tablet or something. This was a commission for someone, so you can see the colors are not really my usual color choice, but because the commissioner wanted me to draw using those colors because they used this picture for a game or visual novel, so yeah. This was me being inspired by Sakisaka Io from Aoharu Writes mangaka. I was very inspired by her style, it influenced me a lot. And actually you can still see the video. There is a video of this on my YouTube channel. It was though in a square version because I think I made it for Instagram originally. I think I still uploaded it to YouTube. So yeah, it was very shoujo-ish inspired. And this is Manaka from Nagi no Asukara. I was just watching that anime and I fell in love with it. It really affected me emotionally. I got so emotional and I wanted to draw Manaka. And yeah, there's a video of this one as well. Back in those days, I would only make videos, like time-lapse videos, once a year or something. And then you'll start seeing the artworks that you recognize from my videos. And a little bit more, we're almost there. And this was Taba from Our Ride. I really loved the prologue of the anime. It was very emotional to me and I related to it so much. So yes, I drew her from that time. This one was Akito. I still wanted to go back to drawing my OCs, which I abandoned, but again, never got back into that. This was me trying to draw Akito, but look at how messed up he looks. This was another artwork for the 100 Themes Challenge. It was theme number 2, Love, and I drew Serena and Alex's. This was like the early artworks of them, because I named them. And I still like how I colored Serena's hair in this one. Still looks good to me, to be honest. I think I did a good job on the hair. But the angle of the artwork looks messed up. Okay, moving on. Year 2015. We're getting closer and closer. 2015, there weren't much drawings because I was doing a project for like a children's storybooks project, and they are in Arabic, so I was occupied with that one, and most of my drawings were for those stories, so I didn't do much illustrations in this year. This was for the 100 Themes Challenge. The theme was light, so I drew this. The colors and shading were not my usual style, but I liked it a lot back then. This was... I think it was for someone on DeviantArt or something. Maybe a goal. Again, a page of views goal or something. I'm not sure. This was Kaori from... Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, Your Lie in April anime. Third Polish is saying, wow, you have so much art, how did you stay so motivated? Because I considered myself an artist, regardless of being an engineering student. I just saw myself as an artist and I had to draw, like it was a big part of my life. So yeah, that's how I kept myself drawing over the years. This was a commission, but my skills, again, as you can see, they weren't improving. They were kind of degrading too because I didn't draw much. This was by the time I graduated from my undergraduate college. I drew these 2 characters and printed them and put them into gifts that I gave out to my colleagues back then. Yeah, they were happy with it. This was a birthday gift for Hanu on DeviantArt. This was my artwork for my college graduation. I was very happy I was at last done with my undergrad college because the story was not over there yet. But yeah, I graduated and this was a commission. I sort of fell into a depression after graduation because I had trouble with employment and I wanted to continue like graduate studies, going for a master's degree, but I was rejected multiple times, so it kind of depressed me, and for a few months I couldn't draw much. So as you can see here, this was a drawing me being very depressed, reaching out for the light. And yeah, this was a drawing I did 2 months later or something. I barely drew in those days. This was, I think, in September of 2015. And this was like a fake sort of screenshot, anime screenshot. So I made a video of this and it is on my YouTube channel. You can also see it under my animations playlist. I animated the eye over here, the eye movement, and yeah, it was a very quick scene, but I wanted to try creating an anime scene, and it was very enjoyable, even though many people said I used the wrong music, but it's fine. I was still happy with it. This was me trying to work on backgrounds again. So because I had graduated and I was staying home and had nothing else to do, I was like, okay, let's work on improving my skills. So let's go to backgrounds. That's what I first think of when I want to improve my artworks. So I drew this completely from my imagination. I just downloaded Photoshop brushes and did it from imagination. But for now, like, I would say this would have been much better if I looked at a forest reference photo. Moving on, I also tried another background thingy. a tree. This is, I think, where I understood how trees work, and this is like the concept that I still follow with better understanding now, that I made a tutorial out of a few weeks ago. And I still want to improve those background skills because I haven't improved that much from then. Basically, anything that you don't practice, you don't really improve. If you practice, you improve. If you don't practice, for sure, you're not gonna improve. And this is why my backgrounds are not much better from back then. And from here onwards, it's 2016, age 23. So this was my New Year's artwork. Akemashite omedetou. There is an U missing here. Basically, Happy New Year in Japanese. This was a drawing of Ami. She was back to being my mascot. I made her my mascot again on Instagram, social media, and DeviantArt as well. I was still active on DeviantArt a little bit back then. So yes, in 2016 you'll see another improvement, like dash and improvement. So wait for it. So back then here I used to draw on my laptop. This was a commission, I guess. I still drew on my laptop, and my laptop screen were yellowish, so most of my artworks in this phase were yellowish, but you'll see the shift in once I switch. I'm gonna keep that later. So this was Sakura. So okay, so in 2016 I was staying home, depressed. I couldn't make it into masters and graduate studies, so I was like, that's it, I'm gonna be a full-time artist. And I registered for Comic-Con at last, like the Middle East Film and Comic-Con in Dubai. That was an annual event that happened every year and like in April. So I started preparing for that, and it really gave me that boost of inspiration and motivation to draw. So I started preparing prints. One of them was this Cardcaptor Sakura one, and it did sell a good number of copies. Sakura and Kero. And this was Digimon. Like I spent a lot of time drawing this, and because I learned drawing from Digimon, I could kind of imitate the style of the characters and look at them. Like it was my very first time drawing all the characters with their Digimons. I'm still a big Digimon fan. I mean Digimon Adventure fan. So I made a poster of this one, and by the way, you can see the video of this one. Why is it going back? Sorry about that. So this, I think, starting from here, I wanted to do more YouTube videos. This was in 2016, around March, April. So there is a video of this one on my channel. And after I changed PCs, I improved the colors. So look how they were very yellowish, and I a little bit improved them here, and I like them better like this. Yes, Digimon is my childhood too. And this was a redraw from a drawing you saw in 2011. I Still Wish on the Stars. I made a bookmark and a print out of this, and this one really sold well. People really liked it a lot. It was the first bookmark that got sold out from my Comic-Con, for my first Comic-Con. This was Ami. I drew her just for an Instagram post, I guess. Yes, I was taking suggestions, I guess, for drawing characters. This was Manaka. I made pins, like, so these were for Comic-Con. So I made pins and a bookmark out of this. And in the next year I made stickers also out of this. And I also improved her colors after I switched PCs. So you're gonna see two versions of many of those artworks now. This was Ami. I drew her for my very first business card. I don't really like how she looks, but yeah, this was my first business card. And this was Chihiro from Spirited Away. Also improved the colors for next year. So Haku from Spirited Away, and those little characters, No Face and the others. I made this into a Spirited Away bookmark, and later I made buttons and stickers as well. This one was from Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun. Unfortunately, it didn't sell much, so I didn't create more merch. Like, I created bookmarks and pins, but they didn't sell, so I never made it again. This was Madoka. Also, it didn't really sell much. I don't know why. Or this was Homura. There weren't many Madoka Magica fans around there in Dubai, I guess. This was a collab with Hano. She did the sketch of Will of the Abyss, and I did the coloring. There is a video of this one on my channel as well from 2016. This was when this was when I started being active on YouTube. So you're gonna see a video of most of these artworks. This one has a video. This was a commission. I went back to taking commissions, I guess. This was another commission, and I think there is a video of this too. This was a commission, but I didn't make a video of it. This was a commission. There is a video of it. I was feeling very stressed over here, and I just expressed my emotions in this artwork. There was no video of this one, but here's Serena. This was another commission. I think there is a video of this, I'm not sure. There is a video of this one. This was a happy birthday gift for Hano. There is a video. And this one was back. We were back to the 100 themes challenge. I was back to the 100 themes challenge of DeviantArt. So the theme was dark, I guess, and I used the same 3D model I created for the school corridor, but I reversed it and made it into nighttime. And what is this? I was trying not to make it not look very creepy. Sorry about that, Swift. Yeah. What just happened? Oh my goodness. One moment. It just jumped. So we were here. Okay. So this was another one for the 100 themes challenge, and I think this was the last one, which was, I think, family. So I drew a hug of the mom. There is a video of this one as well. This one was, I drew this just for my video on my 10 useful paint tool site tips. So I just drew to use it in the video. And yeah. Starting from, I'm not gonna say that there is a video. I'm only gonna say if there is no video of the artwork, because most of these are uploaded on YouTube. This was, thank you for following on my Instagram. Thank you, MXNTY. I'm sorry, I don't know how to spell your name. This was a pink sort of doodle. This was a collaboration with another artist. She did the sketch and I lined and colored it. I like how I colored the hair here. Still like it. This was a commission. Chibi. This was a commission. This was Ami. Those of you who were here since 2016 to early 2017 might recognize her, because that was my profile picture for a while on YouTube and all my social media. So Ami was a character in my Wasuranai story, but I don't know why I made her into my mascot and I made her hold a pen and a tablet. So I'm really considering just changing her design if I want to use her again, as a part of a story. This was inspired by a song called Darling by a Japanese singer. I forgot her name. This was supposed to be Serena. This is where I started drawing more of Serena. This was a commission. I find it cute to this date. This was an art trade with someone on Instagram. This was a commission, again of a Toho character, I guess. And this was for my first entry of Artistic Art book. Back then I really wanted to come to Japan, and I had big dreams of coming here and studying drawing and things like that, but I had no opportunity to come. So I was imagining a bright future under the sakura trees. Oh look, this is so big. So I was imagining a bright future under the sakura trees, and I drew those characters holding a camera and all. And now, guess what? 5 years later, I am in Japan and the sakura season is coming, so hopefully I will be in that position hopefully soon under the sakura trees. Well, you never know when your dreams come true. So, yeah, this was for the Artistic Girls Collection art book. This got printed, and you can see the photos of the art book on my Instagram page. And the art book was a collaboration of a bunch of artists, including popular ones, and it was crowdfunded through Kickstarter, and yeah, Blizme managed that project, and she did a very good job. But I unfortunately didn't record the drawing process of this one. Moving on, this was a commission of Saber from Fate Stay Night. Please don't mind the awkward hands. Like, I mean, I should have used a pose reference, but I didn't do that back in that year. This was a fake screenshot. I was trying to get back into drawing my OCs, so this was Akane, which I drew last week or 2 weeks ago. So this was a fake screenshot of Akane, and this inspired me to create later the screen. Anyway, I'll say that later. This was Shelter. Shelter came in a very crucial time of my life. I had just started back then. I had just started my master's studying, my graduate studying. You can see the full story on my art journey, on my engineering versus art struggle, career path struggle story video. But anyway, Shelter came in that time where I was depressed and deprived of inspiration. I was starting my master's studying in engineering, and it just came like an explosion of inspiration for my eyes. It was an eye candy, so I couldn't resist drawing Shelter fan art. And I guess you could feel that passion, because that video and that artwork, like the video of this artwork, got very positive response. Thank you so much, and you guys also recognize it, right? Thank you so much. I still like this artwork to this day. Moving on, this was the artwork that I did for my fake anime screenshot tutorial. So it's still on YouTube, and that tutorial got viewed a lot, and many people also drew their own fake anime screenshots and tagged me in them, so I'm very happy. By the way, the character here is Haru, which is my OC, which I'll hopefully draw more of. But yes, I was still not back to drawing those OCs. Over here, I was feeling emotional and romantic kinds of feelings, so I drew Serena and Alexis. I think this was the start of the Serena and Alexis phase. And this artwork was actually done on my very first YouTube live stream. I don't know if anyone of you guys was there during that time, but this was my very first live stream on YouTube, and I remember the enjoyment I felt when streaming. And yeah, there is a video, also a speeded up video of this one that you can watch. This was an art trade with someone. This was a commission for someone on Instagram, I remember. Oh, why did it skip? This was my last artwork of 2016, Serena, sad Serena phase. I was going through horrible emotional times again, so that's when the sad Serena phase really got kick-started. And starting from here onwards, I streamed many of those artworks, and then I made them into video time lapses. So moving on to 2017, I was 24 here. Many of you might recognize this character, I guess, because she's from my tutorials videos. So yeah, the video tutorial that many of you learned from and found them useful, and I'm very thankful for that. I hope I get to do updated tutorials, but I still want to improve more first before doing that, I guess. So yes, that was the complete artwork for those tutorials. Next, this was a commission This was a commission for someone. It's a character from the Fate Grand Order, I guess. I forgot. Mashu, her name, I guess. Mashu, yes. This was Serena and Alex's. I was going through horrible times again and emotional. For me, like to release my emotions, the best coping mechanism was for me to draw and stream, and draw while having sad music, especially Clannad music, and streaming that while crying and drawing, and you guys just being there. And I barely interacted on the chat back then. I didn't have two screens and I couldn't focus on both. Man, many of you guys know my channel through the tutorials. Thank you so much. I'm very glad you got to know my channel through the tutorials. Moving on, this was a commission. In 2017, I tried experimenting a lot, so I tried many new things, so you're gonna see improvement here as well. So, yeah, this was a commission for someone. They requested that I draw like this comet that's similar to Kimi no Nawa, and I really like this artwork till now. This was another depressed Serena. This was a commission from someone who asked me to draw the Harry Potter but in a female version, so that's how I did. I never watched Harry Potter, by the way, and I have no idea. Like, I have an idea of what it's about, but I'm not interested. Yes, your streamer was sad. This was Miku for the Comic-Con keychains, and this was... okay, there's so much to say about those chibis. So this Miku was for my... I did green screen video, time-lapse videos of those chibis, which got a lot of views as well. So this was Miku, and I did two versions of it because I made a keychain, a double-sided keychain of it, and like those keychains were thankfully very successful. They sold out quickly, and so I did another batch and sold them online as well, and they got almost sold out. So yeah, I did this, and I made stickers as well from them, not just keychains. Over here is when I did the Serena character sheet, so many of you I think recognize this. I worked hard on the character sheet. Man, I'm getting tired. I'm thankful we're closer to the end now. So yes, this was a commission for someone. This was the shelter keychain. So it was a double-sided keychain. One side is Rin in her normal clothing, and the other side is in the, you know, if you saw the music video, you will know what this is about. And this was Undertale, two sides. I hope Yahya doesn't watch this now because he hasn't finished playing Undertale yet. Anyway, so this was also a commission. This was Rem and Ram, double-sided keychain. One side is Rem, one side Ram. And this was a shield keychain. One side is shield, one side is... one side is his eye open and the other side is closed. And all of these chibis were done in a speed paint. Time-lapse, green screen time-lapse. And yeah, I made stickers as well out of them. This was an artwork I titled Koi ni Ochimasho. I was trying to cheer myself up with some positive artworks of Serena and Alexis, but it didn't work. It only worked for a while. But yeah, I put a lot of effort into this, and I like how I did the pearls here and, you know, shading the far objects and all. These chibis were for Ghibli stickers collection, so I drew various characters from the Ghibli movies and made them into a sticker set. There is a video of these characters as well. And this was a Kimi no Nawa fan art that I made into a poster. I printed this into A4 and A3, and it was sold out very quickly. was a big, like many people were interested in this, that I had to print more of this. There is a video of it as well, and I live streamed it back then. This was a commission for someone. I was trying, like, this time I reopened commissions, but I was like, if you want to commission me, I want to do full artworks with background and all, because I wanted to improve. So the person asked for ruins of a city. Well, I tried, but I mean, look at those rocks being very spherical, but it's not bad, I guess. I think at least it can bring the idea of the artwork. Moving on, this was a redraw of my Alice artwork that you saw earlier in 2010, and this time I tried going like I added more details there. The crying rabbit, the clocks, the drink me bottle, a falling chair, a key, a book, cards. I'm not very detail oriented. I don't have much patience with detail, so this took a lot of effort of me. A spilled cup, table, cards, and a hat. Yeah, it took a lot of effort from me, and I was very proud of it. But now I think it still needs a redraw, but hopefully after I improve a little bit more so that the difference is more obvious. Yeah. This artwork is one of my most favorite artworks till now. I really like it. Serena on water and lilies with flowers. I mean lily flowers. This was the artwork that inspired my water drawing tutorial that many of you still apply to this date and tag me on it when you try. So yeah, back then I remember I did this in a stream and many people were asking me to teach how I do the water. I didn't know, honestly. I just came up with a method and I was like, let's make a tutorial out of it before I forget. So that's why the water tutorial video was born. This was a commission that I wasn't very proud of. I still don't like it till now. It didn't come out as I wanted, but the commissioner liked it, so that's the most important thing. And this was Snow Miku of 2017 version, which I still like to this date. She's my most favorite Snow Miku. I really like her design. Look at the mixture of orange and blue. I couldn't resist drawing her. And this is a Serena chibi that I used as a profile picture for my social media for a while. This was another commission. The pose was very hard, so what I did here was actually making a doll and drawing over the doll, like I posed it there. So that's how I managed to gonna draw some drink some water. Yeah, so the commissioner was happy with the result, but I wasn't so happy. But anyway, I'm glad they were happy. This was another emotional artwork time. I wasn't feeling good. It says, "Aitakatta," I miss you, or I wanted to see you. So yeah, Serena and Alex's times. This was another commission that I wasn't happy with, but the commissioner liked, so I'm thankful for that. This was my first trial attempt at drawing a manga page in Clip Studio Paint. No, yes. So, yeah, this was my very first trial. So it says, "Matte ikanaide." By the way, in this time, that's when I started studying Japanese seriously, so I could finally read and write Japanese. "Matte ikanaide." Wait, don't go. Mada takusan no koto ga iitai no ni. I still have so many things I want to say. I was again sad, and I relieved my emotions in this artwork. And there is a video of this, and this as well, Serena and Alexis. I had traveled back then in the summer and I couldn't draw for a while, so I wanted to draw something when I came back, and I started drawing just a chibi of Serena, and I was like, okay, let's add Alexis, and then it became a full artwork like this. This was a birthday gift for someone because they drew me a gift, so I drew them a gift back. This was my entry for the second artistic art book, which was, the theme was First Love, and the artwork got printed in the artistic First Love book, which got released in 2019, I guess. Yes, it took some time for it to get released. And there's a video of this as well. Over here I was trying to practice skies, so I opened real photos of skies and clouds, and I started painting these in Photoshop, and I'm very happy of the results of these. Like, they still look decent till now, I guess. And this one was the best one among them. Like, see how the improvement came with a bit of practice. But I wanted to do more clouds, but I never did that. I should do more. Everyone should practice more. This was an artwork of one of Lulu-chan's OCs, which I really miss. She's called Ohana, a flower girl, and yes. Over here I started working on Nakimushi, another animation video. I made it of Serena and Alexis this time. So these were the artworks for that video. You can see it under my animations playlist on my channel. So these were the artworks. I finished that animation in 1 week only, and I went just for sketchy artworks to make it quick. So yeah, this is where I decided to draw the character sheet of Alexis at last, because I kept delaying it. So there's a video of it as well. And I continued. What did I draw this? Maybe I finished this somewhere in the middle of working on that video. So yes, this is dark because it was at a night scene, so you can see the rest in the video. And yes, this as well, and this was the last drawing for that short video. This was, I think, my last DeviantArt goal kind of views. I hit 200,000 views, and I set a prize for that, so someone captured it and asked me to draw this, and then I drew it. This artwork, I did it just for the lighting tutorial. I was back to my master's studies here, and I got busy again, and I got deprived of inspiration and free time, so my quality again degraded. But yeah, I did this artwork for the lighting tutorial, which hopefully some of you found useful. Over here, this was my very first trial of a full illustration in Clip Studio Paint. I drew Serena with a flower crown. This was my first time drawing a flower crown for Serena, which my current profile photo is kind of a redraw of this one. And yeah, but Clip Studio Paint was very hard for me, so I left it again, I guess. Yeah. This was another sky trial, but this time a sunset sky. I also used a reference photo, but I didn't like how it came out. The colors didn't look nice to me, so I never published it. This was another Serena doodle for a YouTube video. This was a commission which I did fully in Clip Studio Paint. I was still trying to get into Clip Studio Paint. I was very proud that I could actually make an artwork in CSP. So yeah, the commissioner actually asked me to draw this girl with Serena, so they commissioned me to draw my own OC, which was like a very rare occurrence to me. This was the watercolors kind of coloring. I tried doing watercolor in Clip Studio Paint, and there's a video of that. I downloaded brushes and tried to go for a watercolorish style. And this was Serena and Alexis. I think this was the last artwork of them before things went bad and I stopped drawing them altogether. But I used a reference for this pose. It was a chibi reference, and yeah, I drew them. I had a vacation back then, a winter vacation, so I wanted to draw as much as possible. I drew this Clannad fan art as well, because I wanted to push my boundaries, so I tried doing a flower, a sunflower field over here. Over here, like, I did this on both Clip Studio Paint and Paint Tool Sai. I kept switching between the two because I wasn't comfortable with CSP yet. And this is where the year 2018 started, and I was really in so much pain and hurting, so I drew Serena in this burn speed paint, which many of you mistook it for another kind of burn song. I don't know it. A Hamilton reference. I didn't know it, but anyway, that wasn't the time for me at all to think about references and things like that. So I was very mad and very sad and very hurt, and I drew Serena depressed, throwing a necklace that she had and burning all the memories of Serena and Alexis. And that was the last time, like, I didn't want to draw Serena and Alexis anymore after that. But yeah, I was hurting, so every now and then I used to draw Serena to relieve my emotional stress. So this was again in January of 2018. I was still recovering. And this was a commission that I got in that while. I didn't do as a good job as I wanted to do on it, but the commissioner was happy with it, so I'm thankful for that. I wish I could have drawn something better though. This was another commission. After that, actually, I was approached in that year, that was a good thing for me. I was approached by Stairs Production to start, and they were suggesting to make a game, so I suggested Inside the Mirror, and that's how we started working on it. So 2018, I didn't publish much on my YouTube because I was busy working on Inside the Mirror, and I was busy with my studies, and I was doing many other things in my life. Honestly, I don't know how I managed to do that. So this was a scene from Inside the Mirror. This background was actually drawn over a 3D model, which really eased my drawing. It's not perfect, but I think it was good. I published a video of this a few months ago. So this was a scene from the visual novel. I'm not gonna share all the scenes. I'm gonna share only the ones that we made public, because the others are exclusive for people who play the game. So that, because the visual novel is dependent on art, and if we show everything, it's spoiled. So anyway, so I was very proud of this artwork, and there's a spoiler. Anyway, this is another artwork for Inside the Mirror. Man, I'm tired as well, but I'm gonna finish this soon. I've been talking for 3.5 hours non-stop, but anyway, I'm gonna finish this. We're almost there. And this was also Serena for relieving stress. I was feeling depressed again. I do this colorless artwork. And this was also for Inside the Mirror. This was an artwork from a memory of mine that I made into an artwork. And oh my god, there's this Rick is going outside. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. If you have to go now, it's fine. The stream will be over soon, and you can watch the ending that you missed. So yes, and this was the Yumi and Miu drawing for the for advertising Inside the Mirror, and for the splash screen of the game, and it's used everywhere, almost everywhere. So yeah, this is the main art of the Inside the Mirror game. This was also Miu for Inside the Mirror. Also for Inside the Mirror. This was an art trade with an artist on Instagram. This was... I was very late to the game, but I purchased a 2DS and I started playing Story of Seasons, and I really liked the main character and what was it? Rhaegar, I guess his name was Rhaegar, and I wanted to draw both of them. She's holding a chicken because she was raising chicken in the farm. This artwork was done for the how to choose colors tutorial, but honestly, looking at it now, this also needs a tutorial. This is a don't do, and I need a better video of do. I think that tutorial needs to be repeated, because it's no longer applicable, and I see the flaws in the colors comparing to my current color choice. This was also for Inside the Mirror. And this was the end of 2018. I felt a burst of inspiration, so I immediately started streaming on YouTube, and I wanted to draw a sort of freedom kind of ballad dance. I drew this in Paint Toolsai, and then finished it and finalized it in Clip Studio Paint using those brushes and effects and all. Starting from here onwards, it's 2019. I was 26. We're almost there, guys. Hang on. This was a collaboration with the artist Lulu-chan. I did the concept art for the artwork. She did the sketch and the line art, and I colored it, and then she did the background. She did such a splendid job on the artwork. The 2019, I barely drew in that year. I was also depressed. It was my last term of my master's studies, and I was very busy finishing my thesis, and I just wanted to get done. It was so dull. So this was like in April. This was in January, and this was in April of 2019. And yeah, I was basically I can't read this kanji, but basically saying like drowning. So yeah, I was drowning back then in stress, and I reached a point where I almost quit drawing. It was very stressful on me. Like those times were very stressful, and I almost quit. So I was drawing this just to express what I'm feeling, because my passion for drawing back then felt like this small candle, like it's barely lighting up. But I felt better a few days later, and I was like, no, there's no way I can give up drawing. I love it. So I drew a more positive version of it, because yeah, the light grew a little bit stronger, I guess. But still, I was suffering those days, very stressful, very de-inspired. I was reading the Gakkou and Alice manga. I rewatched the anime and read the manga to cheer myself up, and I drew Mikan and Natsume. I really love those characters from Gakkou and Alice, if you recognize it. They never did this dance in the anime, at least, but I wanted to draw like what if they danced that night. So yeah, I wanted to draw this artwork like from 10 years earlier or something, but yes, I drew it here. And then I wanted to draw a new profile pic of Serena, so I drew this and used it on my social media until recently. This was a collaboration with an artist, Soshiki Kao. She did the line art and I did the coloring. This is Snow Miku 2017. You can see the coloring in a video. I think my colors started to get a little bit better here, or maybe not. This was the first. I went back to Clip Studio Paint and I wanted to switch to it again. I did this artwork fully in Clip Studio Paint. It gave me hope that I can kind of get similar style to my usual style. So I download brushes and all, but I think I didn't continue with CSP still. This was also for Inside the Mirror. I wanted to express my emotions in an artwork. So yeah, this was also for Inside the Mirror. Okay, from here onwards, this is 2020. We're almost there. Hang on, just a little bit more. Yeah, so this is Lena, a redraw of my artwork from 2010, which those who have been here since the start of the stream saw it earlier, or you can see it while you are rewatching the stream later. And yeah, it was a good thing to redraw my OC after a long time. Oh man, why? Okay, this is by mistake. So this is from 2021. Anyway, this was done Paint Toolsai, just a quick thing to draw. I just wanted to draw. And this one was a request or a commission from someone I know in real life. She wanted this drawing and I drew it for her. And this one is Serena. You might remember this artwork. It's from last year. I was again going into a very bad emotional state. These were wallpapers for Inside the Mirror backers. Like I drew these as rewards for Kickstarter rewards. I was finalizing because we were releasing Inside the Mirror. And yeah, these were the last artworks I did for Inside the Mirror. This was in Paint Tool Sai version 2. This is my first drawing in Sai 2, and I redrew a screenshot of Pandora Hearts, of Alice from Pandora Hearts. So yeah, I think like if I draw this now, I would make it look much better, I guess. This was a collaboration with an artist on Instagram, Romania. She drew the line arts and I did the coloring. The character is Lottie from Pandora Hearts. Man, we both love Pandora Hearts so much, we craze over it. This was an artwork that I never completed. I never completed the artwork because it didn't come out as I wanted it to, so I just left it there, incomplete. This was a collaboration with another artist on Instagram, Rose_040, I think her name was like that. You can see her Instagram page from the video of this coloring. So this is where I actually started with Clip Studio Paint. I was like, that's it, once and for all, let's just switch to Clip Studio Paint because it will open up more opportunities. So I kept struggling until I finally figured out how to use the Clip Studio Paint with this artwork, and from there onwards I switched to Clip Studio Paint. So this was another trial in Clip Studio Paint. It was still a little bit stiff, but it was getting better. And this one is like one of my best Clip Studio Paint artworks. Like when I created this, I felt so happy I can create this smooth quality in Clip Studio Paint. I was set for it, and it's been my main software ever since. It's saying Matteiru, which is I'm waiting. Over here I started redrawing Rika and Yahiro, my two characters, which you saw earlier in an artwork. This artwork, the original one, was from 2012, and I redrew it. And yeah, I started drawing this back when I was in Dubai, but I traveled in the middle of creating it, so I had to wait until I came to Japan, and I came back to my channel and started streaming. And so basically this was started in Dubai and finished in Japan. So yes, and then I drew this artwork to celebrate our finally getting together, me and Yahya, so for our wedding and our wedding drawing or something like that. So yeah, I really love this artwork. This was me just trying some watercolor brushes on Clip Studio Paint. I just drew a random Serena and streamed that. And this was this was a black and white artwork that I colored. Like this was a grayscale artwork that I colored later with the gradient maps and things like that. So it was a new method that I tried for shading, and you can see the video for that. And this is my current Serena, which you can already see in my profile picture and the stream overlay. And I think this was my last artwork of 2020. And moving on, this is 2021. I don't have much yet because I've been busy with so many things at one time. This was done using the Huion Canvas 16 tablet, the screen tablet. You can see the process in my review video, the one I uploaded last. And this was the Akane I did in a live stream 2 weeks ago, I guess. And that's it. That brings me to the end. Finally, we did it in less than 4 hours. I am still drawing some things which I can't show right now, but do look forward to more artworks, more projects coming. I've been very busy preparing stuff over here and there. So yes, I haven't stopped drawing. I'm just busy with content creation and things from here and there. So yeah, I think that's all. Man, I feel so dry and dizzy because I've been speaking for almost 4 hours. So thank you so much for watching this stream. We did it. Yes, I did it, and you guys did it. Thank you for being here to the end. And hopefully like the stream will stay on my channel and anyone can rewatch it. And yes, that was my trip of 13 years, and I'm really looking forward to what the future holds. Let's hope this year will be a good one for all of us. And wow, thank you, kudos to you guys who have been here since the start of the stream. Thank you so much, thank you. Alright guys, I'm gonna go relax and hydrate, and I wish you guys a good day ahead, or a good night, or a good evening, or wherever you are. And thank you so much for watching this. See you on another stream soon, hopefully. Bye!